Well, we will enjoy the Challenge Cup final. It is a great spectacle. It is the informed team in the whole of Super League, Leeds Rhinos, taking on the underdogs, Hull KR. And the Rugby League family is a very close one. And in May, it lost one of its own in Wales and Keighley's Danny Jones. It comes together now for the traditional final hymn, Abide With Me, sung by his wife, Lizzie.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lizzie Jones.
And with Lizzie, her twins with Danny, Bobby and Phoebe, her sister Stephanie part of the group as well, and Danny's parents, Julie and David. We hope to witness something very special in this Challenge Cup final, but nothing that happens over the next 80 minutes will match the bravery of Lizzie in performing there. And remember, take her message away with you. Sportsman or sportswoman, amateur, semi-pro or pro, get your heart screamed. This is the 114th Challenge Cup final with your commentary team of John Keir, Jonathan Davis and Dave Woods.
Oh, God bless you, Lizzie Jones. That was a truly special moment, wasn't it? And here's an occasion that can inspire. It's an afternoon that will already, we know, make memories. It can make many more memories that will last a lifetime. These are the moments for these players that can make or break you. Chris Chester leading out the Hull Kingston Rovers side. Just ahead of him was Neil Hutchell, a very proud chairman this year. And Kingston Rovers fans are here in massive numbers. They've apparently left a sign outside the KC Stadium, the home of Hull FC. The city is yours, while we're away at Wembley. So a last little moment of cheek from those who come dressed in red and white here today. But it is a huge, huge task that they face against the undoubted favourites of the Leeds Rhinos, who got that gorilla off their back, as their coach Brian McDermott described it, with a win last year. There's some old heads there, aren't there? Some wise old heads with lots and lots of experience. So Paul Caddick, the owner of the Leeds Rhinos, flanked there by his little grandson Charlie, welcoming the Sports Minister Tracy Crouch, and the welcoming party from the Rugby League, Brian Barwick, the chairman of the RFL, Nigel Wood, the chief executive, Jim Mullen from Ladbrokes, and Dr. Paul Morgan, who is the current president of the Rugby Football League, at the back there, shaking the hands of these Leeds players. Leeds mascots, by the way, are provided by the Goulburn Parkside Pirates Juniors, so a proud moment for them as well here. Nigel Wood also introducing a man who's on his debut, a refereeing debut today. Ben Thaler celebrates his 34th birthday tomorrow, does Ben, and he's refereeing his first Challenge Cup final. So these will be nervous moments for him. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's been all about for well over 100 years now. The sport itself, 120 today. That Challenge Cup trophy is not a lot younger than that. Well over a century. Chris Chester beaming. Neil Hutchell there, the chairman of Hull Kingston Rovers. That's Rufus the Robin, in case you were wondering. And the Hull Kingston Rovers mascots, St Albans Juniors. So a proud day for them as well. Leeds, the side that have done it, bought the T-shirts, walked away with the winners' medals last year, but it's brand new territory for this bunch of Hull Kingston Rovers players. How do they respond? Is this going to be one of those special cup finals today? We keep our fingers crossed. And they can take their seats and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. National anthem coming shortly. We'll be hearing from Calabro and the Challenge Cup Community Choir and the band and bugles of the Rifles. It's a last one for Jamie Peacock and Kevin Sinfield as Leeds Rhinos players. But if you've never stood there and listened to that roar on the pitch, nothing can prepare you for that. The Leeds players have been through it on several occasions now, but only 3 of the Hull Kingston Rovers players have. How does it affect them? Well, the big question was always going to be whether Albert Kelly would be fit. Well, he is, and despite not playing since the semi-finals, but they've been confident of his fitness for a while now. Kieran Dixon gets the nod at full-back ahead ahead of the unlucky Ben Cockayne, who misses out. That's 17, shares 5 Challenge Cup appearances between them. This 17 shares 48 Challenge Cup final appearances between them. It's also a last for Luluai and Peacock and Sinfield. It's a three-quarter line that oozes class, a pack of pedigree. They are undoubted favourites. As we said, Ben Thaler, big day for him. First Challenge Cup final, he'll do a fine job, will Ben. He's a good referee, 34 years of age tomorrow. Joe Cobb and Clint Sherwood on the touchlines. We'll hear from James Child and Richard Silverwood, the video referees, if required. Rugby League's 120th birthday today. Let's hope this party is a good one. And all the form books, all the common sense suggests this will be Leeds' day for a second successive year. But Hull KR will be having none of that. And here comes the little X-Factor straight away. Albert Kelly with a first touch of the ball. Hull Kingston Rovers have possession. So let's hear first time since the match began from John Keir and Jonathan Davis alongside me.
Yeah, great sound, but a magnificent build-up to this this spectacle, and a certain kick-off there from Leeds to put a seed of doubt in the Hull Kingston Rovers players. Kelly claimed it, and this is a pretty good set. They'll be looking now to finish with a good kick and buy some field position.
Yeah, I think that John Wigan made a good point.
Oh, it's an offload.
Oh, yeah, he made a good point in the semi-final. You know, it's not good enough getting here. You've got to win it, and they've got to believe that they've got to win it. And to do that, they've got to do the basics well. It's just hanging on in there. It's a war of attrition. Don't have to score on every set of 6. You hang on in, then do the basics.
And interesting there, the first kick, they kicked it out of bounds, and it was kicked out of bounds, I believe, to take Hardacre, Briscoe and Hall out of the equation and have a defensive line already set.
Make a case for Hull Kingston Rovers, John. You're the master of winning Wembley finals against the old Sheffield in '98, Hull 2005. Make a case for them today.
The case for them is Bradford, Bulls, Catalan, Wigan and Warrington. They're the teams they've defeated to get here. They deserve to be here. Let's hope that they put on a performance that's befitting of this occasion.
Taken forward and offloaded inevitably by Cuthbertson, the offload king. Leeds keeping it alive. This is Sinfield on that right-hand side, trying to promote it away to Stevie Ward.
That's what they've got to do. They've got to close the offloads down. Have to close them down. You run out of numbers.
Leeds' turn on the sixth tackle. They're going down that short side as well. Look who's there, Jamie Peacock. But he's wrestled down, and Hull Kingston Rovers will start in possession. 10 metres from their own line.
But they'll be very happy, Dave, with Leeds. That's a great place to turn over the ball at this early in the game. 10 metres away from the opposition goal line. And now they can really rev up in defence. They can close their yardage down.
It's a 25th Challenge Cup final appearance for Leeds today. They've won 12 of them. Only a 7th Challenge Cup appearance, final appearance for Hull Kingston Rovers. Their only win back in 1980 against their city rivals Hull. Dixon up at dummy half. Kick away by Albert Kelly. Hardacre looking for the return, but finding only a flat and solid line from Hull Kingston Rovers.
Good chase by Hull KR.
Wait, boys, wait!
Full line, defensive line, no gaps in between.
Listen to the noise. It's a terrific noise here today. Leeds reckon they've sold more than ever any previous new Wembley final. And Hull Kingston Rovers have brought them in their many thousands as well here today. Cuthbertson spinning away, looking for the offload. He can't get it away. There's a little warm-up for the Hull Kingston Rovers defence on that occasion. Sinfield at dummy half. It's Peacock again, who's really getting involved in these early stages. It's the club, of course, which he joins next year as football manager, Hull Kingston Rovers. Maguire with a kick. It's Dixon who picks it up, but he's dealt with quickly.
And once again, Dave, just look where they've turned the ball over. They really know how to play big occasion football, do the Leeds Rhinos. And once again, they're showing it. At the minute, it's been error-free and a real cat-and-mouse start to the game.
Oof. He's going to hammer it out of that particular zone here. Canicio, the ex-Parramatta winger, hadn't even heard of Wembley Stadium before he signed for Hull Kingston Rovers, he claimed. Well, here he is playing at Wembley Stadium, and I don't think he's going to have anything but a lasting impression. Last tackle coming up. Hull KR still 15 yards short of the halfway line. So here comes a kick from Albert Kelly. Very much a central presence already in this game, as you'd expect. And the kick again, he's out of play. So it's a tap back on the 20 again. Same tactic, John?
Yeah, it's obviously one that they've worked on as a team, and it does eliminate the return against a broken defensive line. Once it's a tap 20, they've got the full defensive line ready, and they're ready to get the line speed to attempt to restrict the Rhinos.
It's a great tactic, not the most entertaining for people watching.
No, but it's all about winning it. As just pointed out, it's not getting here, it's winning the thing.
The thing is with that as well, if they're going to drop back then to look for that, then Albert can look for the 40-20. He's a very good tactical kicker.
Cuthbertson spinning it away to Maguire, who misses the man out to get the pass away to Hall on that left-hand side. Hull Kingston Rovers defence is quick to respawn. Well, that's a steal. Albert Kelly looks around appealingly at the touch judge on this near side, but it was a steal.
Have you seen this here in the Challenge Cup? You know, discipline has been crucial. Most times the penalty's been given and field position is given up. They score the try from it.
And Jonathan, late in the tackle count as well. So it really takes the juice out of the tank.
Here's Garbutt, Mitch Garbutt with the original drive. 5 short of that Hull Kingston Rovers line. Maguire spinning it across. Ward now trying to find a way through and almost finding a way through. Hunted down and dragged down by some desperate Rovers defending. Cuthbertson with a short pass to Peacock! Jamie Peacock is claiming a try, but it is going to have to go to the video referee on the field. Ben Thaler thinks he has got a try, but the video referee have got to make a decision here.
He's not
so
sure.
Let's hear now from Richard Silverwood and James Child.
Okay, so we're looking at how the ball comes out of the tackle. The live call is a ball steal. The greatest advantage will be a try. Does look to come out there by Leroy. So, yeah, we'll have another look at another angle on that one, but that looks like the ball steal. And then we'll have a look at the grounding. Yeah, so Leroy's hand is on the ball. Definitely pulls at the ball, so it doesn't come off Peacock's hand. So we can play that on. Keep going, keep going. Yeah, picked off his back and grounded. So we've got a try.
Well, there you saw and heard the explanation. Jamie Peacock's not got the try,
Delaney
but it has gone to Brett Delaney here. It's the Australian, Brett Delaney, who picks up the rewards from Jamie Peacock's efforts and the ball steal. The Australian has the opening try of the game.
Well, as we've seen, it's just one of those things where possession was given. The possession was in a later tackle count. They get the field position from the penalty, and that's a very easy try. Yes, there was a steal, but Delaney did exceptionally well to follow it up.
Kevin Sinfield, well, he was never going to miss that. Adds the extra 2. Leeds lead early on by 6 points to 0, and on the day he extends the record for Australia into the cup final. A 5th cup final. Brett Delaney, the try scorer. John Keir.
Yeah, well, once again it was Cuthbertson there. He's got a man leading into the defensive line, which is Jamie Peacock. He could choose Peacock or the man round the back. Chose Peacock. The ball was reefed out, and Brett Delaney did what all good players do. He played to the whistle, and ultimately they've got the 6 points. A great start for Leeds Rhinos. This is a real test of character now for the Robins, the Hull Kingston Rovers side.
You cannot just give penalties away, especially as John said late in the tackle count. Gives them field position. This side is too good to give them easy field position. They've just got to keep the ball, keep it basic, and as John Wilkins said, play in their half, the opposition half.
Here's Delaney again, try scorer.
4, move!
8 short of the halfway line. Sinfield
Beneguy's back again. Ward down that right-hand side.
Tackle 5, move Adam!
Sinfield moving up again. Little hand gesture behind his back to say he's going to go on the blind side as he does. Maguire is under pressure as he kicks away, but the ball skids out of play. It does get a bounce, and it will be head and feet for Hull KR, but only about 12 from their own line.
And once again, Dave, it's a real good place to turn the ball over. He gets the kick away there. You could say that Blair did challenge him late. He certainly did play at him. There's a push there.
I think that's okay, John, isn't it?
It is. But what's impressing me, Jiffy, is the fact every time the ball's been turned over deep in the Hull Kingston Rovers half, and once again, this time it'll be from a scrum restart. The Rhinos are set, the Rhinos are ready. It really is. They know how to play big game rugby league.
So Hull Kingston Rovers fans in great voice as that scrum was being packed down, trying to lift their side here. As John was mentioning, their road to Wembley has been pretty spectacular. 50-30 win at Bradford. These days are in the Championship. They're looking for promotion. But then they won away at Wigan, albeit on the neutral territory of Lee. They had to beat Catalan, and they beat Warrington in the semi-finals. So that is a route that suggests they do have the pedigree here to pull off some magic. Hall, one of those who has previous Challenge Cup final experience.
They had a bad start against Warrington, didn't they? Warrington scored in the first couple of minutes.
Kick away is not as he would have wanted it from Albert Kelly. Hardacre can bring it back, and that's where the danger is introduced.
And just look, Dave, where Leeds are playing the ball. Tackle 1, it's 35 metres away from their own line.
Ryan Hall won a Lansdowne Trophy last year doing similar stuff to that, but closest to the try line, just pushing players off.
Big fend.
Scored a couple of tries last year. Here's Sinfield. Cuthbertson with the ball tucked under his right arm, but you know it won't stay there necessarily.
Got to lock it up, that.
Move forward, Sean, back here.
Sinfield. Here's Maguire. Ward. Hull Kingston Rovers going backwards again. Sinfield out of dummy half, and Maguire with a little chip to that left-hand side. There's danger, but Briscoe is covered, and he's carried it out of place. It'll be a handball.
That's great competition by both wingers there. Lovely little kick, but look where they start once again, as John said, on the 10-metre, right in the corner.
The game management of the pivotal players for Leeds is absolutely first class, but Hull Kingston Rovers, they've just got to hang in there. They're not playing badly. The only error that they've made really was giving the penalty away. They just need to stay in there, keep working and keep believing.
But this is what they did well in the semi-final. All their outside backs got in and made the hard yardage for the forwards of a break, and then make the yardage later on in the tackle count. A good position, a good kick is needed.
Puller to it. Showing Hull Kingston Rovers midway through the season from Salford, of course, Tony Puller. His form has been pretty good. Maurice Blair from behind the halfway line just puts a good kick downfield. Efficiently done. Leeds head and feed from deep inside their own half.
Yeah, that's a nice little ploy, isn't it? Instead of Albert Kelly always being the go-to man for the right-footed kick, they got Blair involved there, and it was the left peg, just dabbed it over. But here's Ryan Hall's hand off on Albert Kelly.
Sit down.
My word, he's a big man, isn't he? And it takes some holding. He's got pace, he's got power, he's got the lot.
Guys, it's good. Stay there, please, Morris. Wait there, please, Kev. Stay on. Okay. Play on. Help, get away, Graham.
So Leeds with yards to make. Watkins the first to make the attempt.
Ready, hold it.
Sinfield, dummy half. Wembley just settles itself a little after the opening rumbustious moments. And the big noises, it just quietens a little here. Sinfield looking to that left-hand side and getting the drive from Garbett.
Come on.
Sinfield again. Peacock crashing forward. 4 tackles gone. It's all been very straightforward so far from Leeds down the middle. Now they may be tempted to move left, but Ablett brings it back middleish again. So there's the 5th. 30 yards away. A kick by Maguire. Mantelato's covering some ground to get underneath this. In fact, it's not got anywhere near. It's a good take in the end from Kieran Dixon. Well, there might be some doubts about his game under the high ball, but and there might have been some doubts about that high ball, but he took it in the end.
That's a knock-on. Bounced off a Leeds player. That should be a Leeds play, but he got away with it. Good commitment. Went for it.
Let's go down to the touchline. Robbie Hunter-Paul, what news down there, Robbie?
Thanks, Dave. I've got Ben Cockayne with me. Ben, obviously, try scored in the opening 5 minutes of the game. Not how you wanted to start the game?
No, not really, mate. I think the thing that's letting us down at the moment is the field position. Obviously, we're struggling to get out of his own half, and Leeds are kicking quite well. So, you know, if we can get down there half of the field and keep him in that half of the field, then hopefully we're going to have a bit of a better chance of putting some points on the board ourselves.
Now, you run the water out, you're in there. There was no panic going on with the boys?
No, everybody's sweet. I think we started the game reasonably well. We completed some sets, but like I said, just a field position battle. I think they've got a penalty. Leeds kicked it in the corner, and they've got to try on the back of that. So if we can get some territory and some good field position, I think we're going to be all right.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, that's pretty good analysis, isn't it, from Ben Cockayne there? You know, we see the possession there, 60% to Leeds, 40 to Rovers, but the territory really is being won by the Leeds Rhinos. But the set completions outstanding from both teams. 6 from 6 from Hull KR, 7 from 7 from the Leeds Rhinos. This is high quality. They are, Dave, feeling the way into the game, but they're making sure that they're looking after the ball.
Cuthbertson looking to get that right arm free again, and he has done. It's implausible how often he does that, does it? Twice as many as his nearest competitor in that regard.
But they can't give up on the tackle. They know they've watched him, they've done enough analysis on him. They've got to wrap that right hand up.
It's really this week, it was an early career in basketball that has given Cuthbertson the instinct to do that kind of thing. Oh, there's a mistake from Leeds. It was Wellham who came flying in to try and pick it up. The referee says first knock on. And the decision goes Kingston Rovers' way. So maybe there's a little break there.
Well, that's the first mistake by Leeds. And it's on the halfway line. This will give Hull KR a great attacking position. They've just got to be patient and finish it off with a good kick, or, you know, have a repeat set here. Just composure and just go through their set.
But Leeds not hiding the fact that Cuthbertson's one of their main weapons, and offloading is one of their main weapons, but this will give Rovers a lot of heart there. They've done it tough initially, but this is the first good ball set where they can really look to play some football.
Lunt, dummy half, agreed a new deal this last week with Kingston Rovers for another 4 years after this. He's played in 2 Challenge Cup finals before. Has Sean Lunt, one of those was for Leeds when he was on loan from Huddersfield. Blair across, and a step inside by Kieran Dixon. First test of the Leeds defence, deep inside their own half. What can Kingston Rovers come up with here? This is Adam Walker, the prop, and he's getting the offload fever. Blair, though, is tackled. Lunt moves in, and he'll have a go here. Sees a bit of... Oh, and it's been dropped by Tyrone McCarthy. Lunt saw the opportunity. McCarthy has let it slip.
Well, that's the type of play really that you've got to do. They generate a bit of speed at the play of the ball. That's when Lunt took off, but the whole team's got to go with him, and that's what they attempted to do. But it's a poor effort by McCarthy there. He should really have taken that.
That's what I mentioned about the composure. You know, you had to put a little bit of more pressure on Leeds there. Put the high ball up.
His footwork is good here from Hardacre. Kingston Rovers again are being pushed inside their own half. Leeds moving inexorably forward. It's Ward. He's had a terrific season, hasn't he? Stevie Ward. It's a little gassed at the moment. Peacock back on the inside, and here comes Mann with another pass away, and Danny Maguire will slide over. His 400th career appearance today, Danny Maguire, and he's just capped it with a try at Wembley Stadium. And Leeds now leading by 10 points to 0.
They are so clinical, it's incredible. You know, you've got players turning up where you don't expect them. Moan just makes a break, and as throughout his career, this guy has been on the shoulder. And again, it all comes from this mistake. It should have been a high kick pressure, but just watch. Inside ball, again, the inside ball. Joel Moon is inside. That extra pace, and the brilliant support play of Danny Maguire. The 2 old heads are there. Moore injects a bit of pace, and this guy finishes. Brilliant play up the middle of the ruck.
Well, we all expected, didn't we, Leeds to really target Albert Kelly and have a go down Leeds' left and at Hull Kingston Rovers' right. Well, they've flipped it. They've gone at Hull KR's left side defence, and they're working them over time after time, and it's paid off there with that lovely short side play and some great support from the poacher in chief, Danny Maguire.
They have done the short side a lot, John, haven't they? They've just focused. They've got numbers on the short side, and they use it, small little intricate passes. No missed passes, just use the players, use the overlap.
Danny Maguire, a try scorer last year, of course. He kicked a drop goal as well in that victory over Castleford last year. Kevin Sinfield looking for a second kick on the afternoon. Sinfield to extend the lead to 12 points to 0, and he struck it well, and it's just sneaked in the right side of the upright. It's 12-0 Leeds. Robbie Hunter-Paul.
Interesting to note, Leeds are throwing everything that they can down this right-hand system. We've got Watkins, we've got Briscoe, we've got players on this side, but it was Joel Moon that came from the left-hand side of the field all the way over to here to set up that try. Great work from Leeds.
Robbie Marcel Hunter-Paul, I think. I can understand what he was saying through his miming there, actually. It was very good, wasn't it? Oh, Leeds are making a break again here. Hall with the pass, Ablett will take it on. Hull Kingston Rovers are streaming back. Ablett is going to be hunted down and dragged down by Kenny Co. But look which way momentum's going here. Cuthbertson switches along the line. Sinfield to Hardacre. Hardacre now, that's Watkins trying to make some more space for Briscoe. Briscoe cuts back on the inside. Briscoe scores. Fabulous, fabulous try. Ripping the heart out of Hull Kingston Rovers. That's what Leeds are doing in the early stages here. Is there a fight back? Well, who knows? But at this moment, Leeds are running riot.
Well, let's forget, is there a fight back? Let's really look at the quality of this try. And it isn't just the finish there, courtesy of that outstanding wingman Tom Briscoe. It's the whole build-up right from receiving the kick-off. They made the bust through Ryan Hall once again, and then the composure shown is absolutely first class. But look, Hull Kingston Rovers went short. They're not going to die wondering. Kelly's in there challenging for the ball, but it's Hall, catches, pivots out of it, and then shows great composure. He's looking for the support. The support's there in Ablett. Ablett doesn't panic one iota. He takes the tackle. Then just look at this. All the players are on the same hymn sheet. They've all switched on. They're all alive to the play. Beautifully worked out there to Watkins, and then Tom Briscoe, all the defenders are over chasing. In he comes off his right leg. That's an absolute first-class rugby league try.
It's a brilliant try. They know where to go. Give it to your danger man, Callum Watkins, Hardacre. But they've got to make these tackles. They have to make those tackles. Risk or reward in the kick-off. You cannot do it. They don't need to chase the game yet. They're only 12 points down. You put the long kick in, you get a good chase, you try and make, force a turnover. If it goes short, you've got to tackle them. You cannot do those kind of things against a quality side like Leeds.
Just saw a satisfied rub of the chin from Gary Hetherington, the Leeds chief executive there. And well, he might at this stage. Kevin Sinfield, 15 yards out, just to the right of the sticks. Looking for his third on the day. Oh, he's hit the post. He's hit the post. 14 points to 0. Sorry, 16 points to 0. My mathematics are letting me down. 16-0. Leeds lead.
We've seen lots of great tries, haven't we, at Wembley? But this is a great team try. First of all, the break and composure, but then the handling, the skill there, left to right passing, and that's a heck of a finish. They're all working so hard, okay, to cover the mates, but they overwork, and in comes Briscoe, and they have gone long this time, Jiffy.
Well, hang on in there. That's all they've got to do. They've got to try and get possession, and in the Leeds 20-metre area. They've got to go back to basics and not push the game yet. There's plenty of time left.
Move side! Come on, come on! Careful!
They're just getting too many yards, aren't they? You know, the Hull Kingston Rovers defensive line really now, it's waiting for the Rhinos, and the Rhinos, there's nothing complicated to what they're doing when they're clearing their own line, but they are carrying very aggressively and eating up those metres.
Yeah, the line speed has got to be better and the tackling's got to be more aggressive. Look, they're just way over the halfway line. They're making an easy kick for Maguire, and just look where Hull KR will start.
Well, the sense of mind there from Kieran Dixon to put the ball out of play, put the foot out of play and then drag the ball out, which gives Hull Kingston Rovers a 20-metre restart rather than the potential of him being tackled in the in-goal area.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty smart. And
wait there, please, Sean. I've asked to check, make sure it's
well, they're just checking here. They're just double-checking that this is all as it should be. Now, the foot out of play, yep, it is, yeah. The ball's not stopped rolling, so that should be okay. It is okay. When we get the tap restart, and here come Hull Kingston Rovers through Tills to try and bring it forward. John, I mean, you've masterminded upsets in the past, but this now, for Hull Kingston Rovers to win now, it will have to be the biggest ever Challenge Cup final turnaround, even now. Yeah. So how do they do that?
Well, they've just got to keep working away and believing, but they just cannot buy any field position at this moment in time. One, it's the metres that, as was shown on the screen earlier, that the Rhinos have made, but the second one is this defence. It really is a very aggressive defence, technically a very good defence, and structurally a very sound defence, and the strangling Hull Kingston Rovers out of the game.
I think they have to do the defence, as John said. It's the line speed. They've got to close them down and make the kicking a little bit harder for Leeds. You look at possession and territory, it's 70%, 30%. You know, in both aspects of play, you can't survive on that.
Briscoe, also a try scorer last year in Leeds' winning cause. It's his third consecutive Wembley appearance. He was here with Hull, the other side of the Hull City. That's a couple of years ago.
That line speed was much better there, though, and it did restrict the carry from Hardacre.
Luluai battering it forward. Sinfield having a little glance around before he picks up at dummy half again, and Peacock to Maguire. Oh, there was a Hull KR hand on that, but it's not stopped the fluency of the move out to Briscoe. Hull Kingston Rovers hard is still big. They're there in numbers, and Welham made a double tackle there, if you like.
I think they're operating a kind of a blitz defence, so umbrella defence, and it's just not happening at the moment. They get on the outside as well. They have to communicate in defence, Hull KR.
Maguire's kick rattles against the shins of a Hull KR player. The referee said not played at, so it will be Hull KR's head and feet here as it goes out of play.
And that will be relief as well for Hull Kingston Rovers. A lot of the big forwards there in back play really struggling with the pace of the game, whether they're emotionally drained as well as drained through the Leeds sort of emphasis on ball retention and field position. But they really are doing it tough, and I'm with you, Dave. It will have to be something very, very special for this Hull Kingston Rovers team to get back in the game. But there is plenty of time. But what they do need is the next score. Somehow they need the next score.
Well, there, Graham. Look back down.
The problem they have is there's 24 minutes gone, and they haven't had one attack yet.
So Frenchman Kevin Leroy up to the 40-metre mark. Luntz at dummy half, looking left again. Leeds working hard in defence here at the moment. McCarthy to his feet, and into the line comes Kieran Dixon. Those fast feet of his, but Watkins is putting a vice-like grip on his legs to pull him down. It's McCarthy.
Move, Jamie! Ready, guys.
Lunt.
Hold it.
In and passed away by Allgood out to the 30-metre mark, but the sixth tackle is the next. So what do they do from here? Put it high, says Albert Kelly. Up it goes. Montalato's up there and bats it back. It's popped over the top. Well, he put a little kick on, realised he'd not put enough gas in that, decided to have another go, and simply put the foot down too hard on the second occasion, and the ball flies out of play.
Yeah, unfortunately for Welham there, you know, he saw that the cover defence come across. He didn't have the legs to get outside his goal. But this is a pro they have to use. You know, he is such a tall winger, Montalato. He's going to out-jump anyone in the Leeds side. So if they're not getting any success from with the ball in hand, they've got to go to that corner and hang it up for him to get it.
Oh, Peacock's dropped it. Hull KR have it back. And listen to the roar from the Hull Kingston Rovers fans to our left now. There's a little hope.
Yeah, they're really
Tills drives it in.
They're trying to lift them out of the day. They really are trying to get them back in this game. And if they need to play the set out and go to the big man on the wing, do that, but just build that pressure.
Move, Carly! Does that get onside?
Mitch Allgood climbs to his feet. It's a little dummy shown, but not bought. Not quite. Here's Lunt. Couple of strides away. Best position so far for Hawkeye. Blair to Dixon. Dixon with a step, but a thudding response from Stevie Ward. Hits him hard and puts him down. Last tackle in the play. Blair's kick, hanging in the in-goal area. Hauls underneath it very solidly. Catches on the full. Tap back on the 20.
Well, it was so near to being a good kick, but you can't turn the ball over 20 metres away by kicking it into the in-goal. It just needed to be in the field of play. A challenging kick, but a kick in the field of play. As you can see there, Hall takes off from the in-goal area, diffuses the kick there, and consequently it's a tap 20. It's just a too easy get-out clause for Leeds.
And also they kick into the biggest winger Leeds have got, Ryan Hall, and Kenny Seo is the smallest winger, so you just got to keep that composure.
Cuthbertson to Peacock. Good pair in harness, those two, aren't they? Jamie Jones-Buchanan having to watch for the sidelines because of a rather cruel injury blow he suffered earlier this season. He's had 2 cruel injury blows this season. A penalty here.
And again, look at the yardage that Leeds have made from the 22 tap, and now they're giving a penalty. Big set for Halkea now.
And it's that left-hand side defence of Rovers that they really are examining.
It's great use of the short side by Leeds. Very, very good use. Very clever play.
Back here, James. Sean, say it.
Sinfield's barking out the orders as he stands at dummy half again. Delaney looking to barge down the middle. 10 metres away. Leeds are poised again. 3 tries already in this game. Peacock to Watkins. And full marks there. Kingston Rovers defence at the moment. They're keeping them out, but there's still tackles to go. Luluai again tries to barge down the barn door that is Dane Tills, but he's not for opening, not on that occasion. Maguire's dab to the in-goal has been taken by Lunt, and Hawkeye have it back again.
That's good play. I tell you who's made a difference is
and a penalty for Hawkeye.
Tills has made a difference. His line speed has been very good. He's trying to close the Leeds forward play down, and this will be a respite for them. Fine touch.
But they'll take great heart from that, will Hull Kingston Rovers. I thought they defended that pretty well, diffused the kick very well. And they just now they really do need to work even harder now with pushing off the ball to take some defenders off the ball carrier, because Leeds have got good line speed, they're getting numbers in and they're controlling the tackle. But that's a good carry there from the Robins.
Went right, then go left. Oh, and it's kicked on by Dixon. The referee says play on. They're all fly hacking it. Well, it might have been best advice just to catch that, to get the ball back again.
Yeah, I thought he should have tried to catch it. He was play on, I think. But again, they're turning the ball over on the halfway line.
Cuthbertson's pass to Watkins.
Move! Back to 10, boys, come on! Wait!
He's looking for his winger there, wasn't he?
Where is the winger at the moment? Where is Briscoe?
Well, he took the ball in play into midfield because of the turnover.
Yeah. Wait, boys.
Getting over to the right-hand side, now just taking his position on that right-hand side, Tom Briscoe. Cuthbertson again, skipping in.
Move, mate!
Sinfield. 10 minutes at half-time, just over. Ablett, stepping, wriggling, almost getting free. Here's Sinfield. Maguire. Oh, it's been dropped by Seo, picked up by Ryan Hall. I don't think he's got it down.
Well, the pass should have been inside. I think he backed himself and he should have passed inside. A mistake by Seo. That should have been another 4-pointer. Blew the try.
Yeah, Maguire was looking for the sideline, wasn't he? But it's still a great field position, and once again the set's restarted.
Line, boys.
Sinfield. Tackles in the bag, loads of them, as Luluai has got it over the line, but he's not got it down.
Tackle 2, boys. Okay, guys, let's get off him, please.
Well, they're working really hard, aren't the Hull Kingston Rovers, to keep the scoreline as it is. And the Rhinos still working so hard as well to increase the lead.
Sinfield Hawkinson Rovers fans trying to find their voices to lift their side here for a moment of determination. They cannot afford to concede again. Ward's pass has gone to ground. The referee says play on the first time, not the second. Hawkinson Rovers get it back, and ain't that a big relief?
That's a huge relief. Like a, you know, again, not showing the usual composure.
Yeah, it's certainly forward from Ward to Hopkins, but that one's a mile forward, roll forward there without a problem. But this is the earlier incident when, you know, Maguire goes for the sideline, it's spilled by CO, and he just needed to look inside, Jiffy, didn't he? Just look inside, and Moon's over, and I think Joel Moon's just let him know that.
But again, it's the difference in the execution of the final set. You know, he looked for CO there. If he could have got out of the way, you know, just get a restart with a scrum, but he aimed at him and it was a difficult take, and just keeps the pressure on.
Bit of white line fever from Ryan Hall, wasn't it?
Well, he usually scores from there, doesn't he? It's very good defence by Hull KR. He's very difficult to stop.
I think that's one of the positives they can take from the last few minutes. They've had a fair bit of defending to do on their own line, and they've actually achieved it. If they can get to the other end of the field, come away with 6 points, we really have got game on.
All good up to the 40-metre mark. Out it comes to little Albert Kelly, who gets the kick away. Wasn't happy with Peacock's intervention. Kelly's kick has gone beyond the 20. Was he inside the 40 when he kicked it?
Yes.
Well, the referee is asking the question. If it is a 40-20, it's Hull KR's head and feed. He has given Hull KR head and feed. What a moment that was from Albert Kelly.
Little things like that can turn the game. You know, they needed a shift in momentum to go with. Just watch this kick. He knows where he is. That's a brilliant kick. Just watch it. He knows where he is. He has a little bit of a tension afterwards, but that is a precise, brilliant kick. And now Hull KR have got to build on this field position.
That's a bit of the X-factor play, isn't it, Jonathan, that Albert Kelly's come up with there. The skill level of that to kick from within your own 40 against a very good backfield defence that the Rhinos have. And was his foot, is that deemed to be outside the 40?
Yep, he's changed his mind. The referee has changed his mind. It's a bit like one of the long jumpers we've been watching from the Bird's Nest, isn't it, recently? Thinking they've got a world record, only to find they've stepped on the plasticine. That was marginal.
It really was.
Tough call.
They say it's a game of inches, and unfortunately for Hawkinson Rovers there, it went against them. Foot on the line means the foot's outside the 40, and that's the laws of the game.
Here's Cuthbertson taking it forward.
Wait, mate. Mitch, wait here.
Missed it by inches, leaves Hull KR miles behind. Ward now bringing it on. 7.5 minutes before the half-time hooter sounds. There has been barely a crumb of comfort for the Hull KR supporters so far. It has been a very dominant Leeds performance.
Well, they're pushing the game now, Leeds, aren't they? Looking for the offloads all the time. But with a 16-point buffer, they can afford to do that. But it's just not going to hand. And because it's not going to hand, Hull KR have got to try and make the most of it. Again, ball turned over on the halfway line. They've got to try and get something just before half-time.
You do feel they've come into the game a little more. First of all, with that great defensive, a couple of great defensive sets on their own line. Almost that 40-20. They've forced the error there as well. Perhaps through Leeds overplaying. But this is an opportunity. It really is.
Well there, Morris. Head him, Zach.
Maurice Blair with a feed. Checked with him yesterday. He does prefer to be called Maurice rather than Morris.
Danny! One. Wait here, boys. Wait.
CO.
Okay.
Jonathan.
2. Movement! Wait here, Zach. Wait.
Bedebsa on from the bench, the Frenchman. Kelly tries to dummy his way through. Leeds defenders too wise for that. Ready and waiting. Bedebsa in that familiar position. He's got a bit of flash Harry about him, hasn't he? In the dummy half roll, Donaldson. That's a terrific play, the ball by Donaldson. So quick. Bedebsa again away to Kelly. They're getting some pace on here now. Last tackle in the set. Blair puts the kick through, pings off a couple of players. It's another set. The referee says it's another set, but it doesn't matter because Leeds have it. So it's another set and Leeds are back in possession.
They went the wrong side. Their last play, they should have come on the right-hand side. They had numbers over the defensive Leeds players. Just again, a lack of composure.
But that was Harney, wasn't it? The speed of the play of the ball there, but it could and should have been a better executed last tackle play, but the will feel hardened by the fact that Donaldson got that quick play of the ball, but Debza took off and they all pushed up in support.
Sinfield observing the scene before collecting the ball and moving Leeds forward again. Young Singleton driving it through. Brad Singleton. Sinfield's kick. It's not a 40-20, but it is a very decent kick nonetheless, and puts Hulkington Rovers on the back foot again here.
Outstanding, isn't he? He really is. He's such a clever player, and he leads through his thoughts, his tactics, and his advice.
Well, listen to the Rovers fans again. They're getting off their seats. They're waving their scarves. They're shouting. They are urging. Looking for some kind of effort from their side.
Well, I feel as if they've settled in a little bit more now, whether they were overawed or, you know, at the start. They just... But no, they just got to keep the, as I said, just keep the ball, finish the sets, and hopefully something will happen. Try and force an error. 16 points is, you know, in this game, in this day and age, isn't much. So the trouble is, you're playing against a great Leeds side. So as John has said, the forwards do their job. Half-backs do their job, the kicking game is organised, and then you've got the most dangerous, maybe back three, you know, in the game. So, you know, they are a tough side to break down.
Kelly, here's Donaldson again. He's having a bit of an impact, isn't he? James Donaldson.
Well, there's some tight players now, Dave, aren't there? There's some tight players out. There's bound to be gaps opening up. But unfortunately, Hulkington Rovers, they'll be feeling a bit of fatigue as well.
Dixon, he is the kind of player that can take advantage of any fatigue in the opposition, but the last tackle suddenly looms large again, so Maurice Blair will just thread the ball out of play. Leeds get it back 10 from their own line. At least all things being equal from the scrum.
Yeah, they're getting back, but you can tell by the slowness of the scrum reset. Both sets of teams are feeling the pressure. Jamie Peake got there leading the tackles with 23, which is a phenomenal effort. But if you look at the offloads once again, Leeds are winning that, although Walker has certainly contributed for Rovers.
Watkins, sparkling form this year has Callum Watkins. Absolute shoe-in, you would have thought, for Steve McNamara's England side that takes on New Zealand this autumn. A series, of course, you can see here on the BBC, the first 3 weekends in November. Matches in Hull, the Olympic Stadium, and at Wigan. I think the last one's at the DW Stadium at Wigan, isn't it? What a series that promises to be. This is Delaney. Leeds moving towards the halfway line again, looking to put some pressure on Hulkington Rovers again. The boot of Sinfield just tugs at the heartstrings of Hulkington Rovers as he puts that ball downfield once more, but it is a tap on the 20.
They're absolutely ruthless, aren't they? They're certainly not giving Hulkington Rovers easy meters whatsoever. Every single metre the Hulk are earning and having to be earned the hard way.
Well, it might not be the pretty picture of a cup final that we were hoping for before the match kicked off, but in terms of performance, it is 5-star from Leeds. Suffocating the occasion and suffocating the opposition.
Good hit there, Singleton.
Budebza might as well have a go, but Singleton was there and waiting. Here's Tilse, who's got the longest back on the field to get bent and pick that ball up. Blair puts it high. Briscoe underneath it. Wellham makes the challenge. It's going to fall for Dixon. Still the sixth tackle. Dixon's got a little channel. Hammered it into the big figure of Ryan Hall, and Hall will catch it.
Well, therein lies the difference, I believe. That element of composure there. When Dixon made the break, he should have been looking for his support. Plenty of support down the right. There's the good kick to the left once again. He gets the ball, the support at the right, and that's when he needed to show a bit of composure there to try and loop the long pass out rather than go for the Hollywood, the glory play there for himself.
Move, James!
Chris Chester's got a lot of things to say at half-time to put this right, I'm sure. If he can put things right. Hardacre.
5. Move, Chris!
Into the final 40 seconds of this first half.
Hold. Go, 5.
Sinfield back to Maguire. Williams got up quickly, but there's an outlet in the shape of Delaney, who might not be first choice, second choice, third or even fifth choice kicker in that Leeds lineup, but he has got the ball away. That's the main thing.
I'd say 15th choice after that kick.
Move, Kevin!
Here comes Dixon.
Don't stay out of it, mate. Well done. Well done, you're fine. Ready, boys? Go.
Mantellato is the dummy half. CO, the willing winger, who's come into the middle to get some work done here.
We are ready, boys. Wait, boys.
Bedebsa. Down this right-hand side with Salter.
3. Movement!
And that will be that. That's how you do Challenge Cup finals. Leeds Rhinos have just shown us the blueprint. 3 tries, some real quality, and a total control of that first half.
They've been clinical. They've had 5 opportunities, and they've scored 3 times. Hull KR haven't had any opportunities.
Let's hear for the touchline.
Got Jamie Peacock with me. Jamie, it looks a very disciplined performance, a little like last year. You're playing for a very strict game plan.
Yeah, that's right. We know from last year if we stick to our game plan, we give ourselves a good chance of winning. We've plenty of respect for Hull KR. I think we probably just need to do a bit more with the ball in the second half now.
Can you feel them coming back into this?
Yeah, they've got their way back into the game, but 16 is a pretty good lead at the moment. We just need to build on that with some good defence.
Thanks for your time, Jamie.
Got it. Josh Mantellato is with me. Josh, why have Hull KR so far failed to get a foothold in the game?
Just turned over possession in their half. Unable to build pressure down there, and they've got all the possession down our end.
Thanks, Josh. Well, as he says, they failed to get a foothold in the game. Not enough territory in the Leeds half. Leeds 16 points to the good at the half-time. Just take a look at some of the match stats there. You can see 39% Hull KR territory compared to Leeds at 61%. When Leeds actually went 16-0 up, it was around 79 to 21%. So they have got themselves back into it a little bit territorial-wise. And if you're looking, there's a stat that's not on there, but if you're looking at tackles made, Hull KR have made 86, they've missed 4 of them. Leeds have made 68, and they haven't missed a single tackle from that first half of Rugby League. And that's the point, isn't it, Earl Crabtree, first of all, in that you aren't going to win a game of Rugby League if you're not in the opposition's half enough.
Well, exactly that. You have to create opportunities, and by doing that, you need to be in their half really. Make sure you keep hold of the ball and create opportunities by running hard, and then off the back of that, you can set up your players. They haven't been able to do that. Leeds have been ruthless at times, but I think Hull KR didn't start brilliantly. The bench helped them. They added a little bit more intensity into the game, lifted them, made them go forward a little bit more, but not the start they wanted.
Warning sign for me was first set of the game that Leeds got the ball. They marched Hull KR down the field quite easily. And when you've got a team that are as good as Leeds who can do that with simple plays, nothing extravagant, you're in trouble. And Leeds back that up with some real composure. John Keir mentioned that word, composure. I think that's a real telling thing. Leeds have composure in the key moments of the game.
Well, I think
unlike me.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're being threatened by somebody throwing a balloon at you, so that's very serious.
I just think Leeds have been ruthless. They haven't made a mistake in their own half until latterly when they were chancing their arm when they got 16 points up. But their clinical way they've gone about getting out of their own half, so Hull KR don't have any field position, has been exemplary. They've played the Jekyll side of their game, and now I think we'll see the Hyde side.
Because of the occasion, it's very easy to say, isn't it, that the early Albert Kelly kicks might have been down to nerves or a lack of composure, but could it have just been simple errors?
Well, he may be thinking, and their coach may be thinking, well, just get the ball out the back, because we'll get a 20-metre controlled restart for our... He hasn't kicked the ball probably where he wants to there because he's gone to the Leeds backfield and given him the field position. But he's been pretty much on the front foot, and later in the half, as they found some Earl, is really pertinent in the fact that they found some field position because of their bench game on and gave them some quick play the balls. That's a game of inches, as John Keir said, and another half inch the other way, and it's a 40-20, but I think it shows how Hull KR have come back into the game. But for me, it's a little bit... Jamie Peacock alluded to it just then. He said 16 points is a big lead in a final, so has the horse bolted would be my question.
Well, Dave Wood said in commentary, didn't he, that if they pull it back from 16-0, it will probably be the greatest comeback and shock in Challenge Cup final history ever.
Especially against a team like Leeds as well, because they know how to play the games. They are kicking better, kicking into corners, and they're not offloading as much. We've seen a few offloads, but I think they've cut it down a little bit. Cuthbertson on 3 offloads, and I think they're trying to rein that in a little bit, and as they increase, get more points on the ball, that's when they'll start playing a little bit more.
Yeah, Jamie Peacock alluded to it. I think he said something really telling when he spoke to Tanya. He said, we want to move the ball more in the second half. That probably gives you the sign that Leeds have played within themselves a little bit. But when it's that easy, you get out of your half that easily and you get that much field position, really changing things is pointless. And that's why Leeds are great in big games.
Go through that first try then, because at first look, a lot of people thought Jamie Peacock had scored it.
Yeah, he did, but initially, field position kills you, and Albert Kelly gave away a penalty here, which they're trying to slow Ryan Hall down, slightly harsh. But at this point here, Hull KR have to reload the numbers, they're quite short, so they send players. Kieran Dixon sends players to this side of the field. He gets it wrong, he sends one too many, and as a result, the spaces to the middle of the field get big. And that's where this try is ultimately scored. Not by Jamie Peacock, as we see there. Leroy steals the ball, but Delaney's on site to put the ball down. Great piece of skill from Leroy to steal the ball, but still a try from Brett Delaney and a really clinical start to the game from Leeds.
You give Delaney huge credit there, don't you, for reacting, playing to the whistle. Though it looked like there might have been a couple of Hull KR players on their heels, whereas he was on his toe.
And I think we mentioned it at the top of the show about attitude. Leeds' attitude is first class as well. That's what Hull KR have to get over. Any other given day of the week, it might have been Kieran Dixon that puts his hand on that ball and nullifies the try, but Delaney's Johnny on the spot and he finishes it.
I think with Hull KR, they're not reacting in a positive way. Whenever they make an error, whenever they do something bad, they react in a negative way, on the back foot, not working quite as hard.
How do you react in a positive way out of interest if you make an error?
Years of conditioning. It's a learned habit, that, chappers. You can't tell those Hull KR guys to react in a certain way today when it's not a learned behaviour that they've not practised over a number of years. Leeds have practised doing the right things at the right times for almost a decade now. And that's why, at the right moments of the game, they're in the right spots.
And when they spot a weakness, they go for it. And there were 2 tries in a minute and 40 seconds, which might have killed off the Challenge Cup final.
For this was a key thing all day. One player on the floor for Hull KR. I mean, they had to be quite passive in defence. Jamie Peacock picks up Joel Moon, who's the left centre. He shouldn't be there. Leeds, in their unstructured style, came up with a try out of nothing. And Danny Maguire's support play that Earl mentioned before the game to finish. But a great piece of vision from Jamie Peacock. And Joel Moon turning up in a spot you wouldn't expect to see him, and a great try. On this one, it's purely a competition. Big man versus small man. Albert Kelly is a competitor, but against Ryan Hall off the kick-off, he stood little or no chance. And once Leeds get you on the back foot, and that's what they did to Hull KR, they got Hull KR on the back foot. They're so dangerous, and this is where Leeds are a special team. They find space. They go through the hands to Sinfield, to Hardacre, to Watkins. Now at this point, Watkins can beat you on your left, he can beat you on your right. He stands up Hull KR defenders and brings his winger Briscoe into play, and at this point Hull KR have got the devil's own job to stop this try. They all head towards the sideline. Tom Briscoe's too strong. Right foot step, left foot step, try.
To those of us that haven't played rugby league and just enjoy watching it, it looks when Briscoe goes over like there are missed tackles. But when you're going out to your left and the player comes inside on the right, how hard is it to get the tackle in?
Well, it's nearly impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, I think sometimes you need more communication because they're all running in the same direction. Maybe one has to go for the ball carry and one just stays on the inside just in case he does step. In these situations, I just think that Hull KR at the moment are just reactive. They're reacting to everything instead of being proactive. Whereas like Joel Moon's come round, as we've seen from the left-hand side, he's having a little look, he's looking for something to do. Whereas Hull KR are just reacting at the moment and not doing enough.
It might be one of the most important coaching tips I ever got taught. It might be Brian that taught me this actually. He said, if you're going to make a mistake in a big game, make it go into where the action is. Make it trying to make something happen or go into the action. And I believe that's why Leeds are winning this game, because they go into the action. They're trying to make things happen.
And I think what we haven't said, but that first 20 minutes is a physical mismatch. Leeds were very strong, very quick. We're winning the ground. For our viewers at home, that little bit of an area where they play the ball is all important in rugby league, and they were on the front foot. And Earl mentioned the fact that when Hull KR put their reserves onto the field, especially Donaldson, I think they kind of got away from the pride element of trying to physically beat Leeds and find a way to go forward. So he was using his footwork to find the front so he could play the ball quickly. And then we saw Lunt and we saw Blair and we saw Kelly really coming into the game. I think they've got a blueprint for this second half, Hull KR, but in a boxing parlance, they're behind on points by a long way. They're 16-0 down, and they can't afford to take another right hook from Leeds, who are well capable of throwing them.
Might come back to that blueprint if we've got time before the second half gets underway, but let's get back down pitch side. Tanya's got a couple of people with her who I'm sure would rather be playing than watching.
Yeah, I've got Ben Cockayne with me. We're hoping Jamie Jones Buchanan will join us from the Leeds dressing room. Ben, what's going to be the plan in this second half to get back into this game?
I think we need a little bit more field position than what we've had at the moment. Leeds have kind of strangled us a little bit, kept us in his own half of the field, and you know, if we can get a bit more field position, get that energy back, because obviously they've taken a bit of energy out of us as well. So if we can get the field position, get some energy back, I think we've got a chance of posting some points.
You were in the dressing room, what's the mood?
It's quite positive, to be fair. We feel like we've done okay defensively, but Leeds have just been clinical like they are, and we just need to get back on top of that. And as I said, field position is going to play a big part for us.
And thank you. Let's move over to Jamie Jones Buchanan. You've just been in the Leeds dressing room. What's the mood in there?
Yeah, just Ben talking about field position. I thought that was the key. At the start of the game, I thought we were pretty ruthless with it. Danny Maguire, Kevin Sinfield was sensational in putting the ball where we wanted to at end of sets. And I think where we started sets and where we finished them have been the key to this game. While we're 16 points up, but certainly towards the back end of that half, Hull KR had their say, and I thought they looked pretty dangerous. Finished with a bit more punch than what we did. So we know we've got to come out in the second half. We want to win the Challenge Cup and deserve to be called champions. We need to pick up the pace a little bit.
Thanks for joining us in the rain, Jamie.
Thank you very much.
The rain starting to fall down there on the Wembley pitch. Now, throughout our coverage of the Challenge Cup this season, we've been telling you the story of this statue. It was unveiled on Wembley Way before the match. 5 players on it: Gus Risman, Eric Ashton, Martin Offiah, Billy Boston and Alex Murphy. An exclusive club chosen after a public vote and ratified by the Rugby Football League. All had a great Challenge Cup pedigree, but no one was quicker than this man. Here's Ray French with the story of Martin Offiah.
For me, I don't think there is any finer sight in Rugby League than a flyer racing down the touchline. Such a man was Martin Offiah.
Offiah now, then will he take hold on the outside? Oh, just look at him go! Oh, this is a spectacular surely! That is a try and a half from Martin Offiah!
I remember a night when I was sitting in a local club, just having a drink, when 2 of my ex-pupils came in, who both played for Waterloo Rugby Union Club, and said, "Ray, you must go and have a look at this wingman at Rosslyn Park. He is a cracker." So I put them in touch with St Helens. Unfortunately, St Helens went down. They watched Martin, and they were of the opinion that no, he wasn't quite good enough. So in fact, I went across and had a word with Doug Lawton, the Widnes coach. Dougie went to see him, he signed him, Martin signed for Widnes, and the rest is history.
Oh, just look at this. Mercer has no chance. Here is the perfect athlete in motion. This is why he's been the top try scorer in the country.
Martin then moved on in 1992 to join the Wigan club for a then world record transfer fee of £440,000. Martin revelled and excelled in the Challenge Cup, never better than in 1994 when he probably scored the finest try of his career, a try that helped him to the Landstad Trophy, a 90-metre try-scoring dash beating man after man and helping to sink Leeds. He was truly a great player, there is no question about that.
Well, you could watch his tries on a loop for hours and hours on end, couldn't you? Damien's rounded up 3 of the subjects of the statue.
Yes, I'm in exalted company. Martin Offiah, Billy Boston, Alex Murphy. First of all to you, Martin, you're looking very dapper, by the way. What do you make of the statue?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, when it was unveiled, I was pretty speechless at the time. A lot of emotions going through my body to be immortalised in bronze. You know, 50 metres away from Sir Bobby Moore, up there with these legends, rugby league royalty, Boston, Ashton, Murphy, Risman. Yeah, you know, I never thought when I was here back in 1994, when I rounded Alan Tate and sunk to my knees, I knew it was a great moment for me and for Wigan fans, but, you know, as I say, for it to mean so much, you know, in rugby league folklore, you know, as I say, I'm humbled, amazed, and yeah, what can I say?
Fantastic. Let me move down the line to Billy Boston. Billy, what does it mean for the game of rugby league for those legends to be immortalised here?
Well, it's great. I mean, I don't know why he was a legend, but there is legends in the game. Like this man, very good.
Let me turn to you, Alex Murphy. I mean, of all the memories down the years as a player and a coach, which stands out the most?
Well, actually, Lee versus Leeds. Leeds were 14-1 on, and we happened to play very well at Lee, and we turned Leeds over. But I'd just like to say to all the people who nominated myself and Martin and Billy for the statues, thank you very much. It's a great honour, and I'm going to tell you something, it's the best thing what's ever happened for Rugby League. I am so proud.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. You are immortal. Mark.
Thank you, Damien. There is some history and some talent down there, isn't there?
Well, breathtaking, and I think it's about time that Rugby League had a presence around Wembley with all the history that's here, and those 5 people, epitomised it absolutely. And Martin is a lot quicker than these 2 that are playing in the current game.
To be fair, Brian, he's quicker than all of us around this table, really, not just those 2. Right. Listen, the rain is falling. Could that help Hull KR?
I'm not sure. I think it makes kicking even more important. It'll emphasise the kicking game more so. Danny Maguire and Kevin Sinfield did a great job. Jamie Jones, you can wax lyrical about their kicking game. It's an important opening 10 minutes to this half. More so than the first half now. Hull KR needs to score next.
That was exactly my question to you, Earl, because it's such an obvious one. They've got to score first.
Yeah, I think they need a positive start to the game, and scoring a try would be absolutely fantastic. But in this weather, you can force errors, and that's massive. If you get off the line defensively, get your shoulder in, I think they could force a couple of errors. But Leeds Rhinos, they love wet weather rugby. That's what they do so well, and won so many trophies in that sort of weather.
It's a summer sport, Earl. I keep telling you. John Keir, Jonathan Davis and Dave Woods for the second half.
Well, it is possible for Hull Kingston Rovers to turn this around. Whether it's probable or not, that is open to debate, and it's up to Hull Kingston Rovers to change things around. 1996, the biggest ever comeback. We never tire of reminding Robbie Paul, or as he was then, Robbie Hunter Paul as he is these days, when St Helens came from 14 points behind to beat Bradford by 40 points to 32. And Robbie on that day scored a hat-trick, of course, in a losing cause. He's still got the Lance Top trophy as well. But what happens from here on in? What has to happen from here on in if you're Hull Kingston Rovers, John Keir?
Well, I agree quite simply with the guys in the studio. Hull Kingston Rovers must score first, but there is a big danger sign as well for Hull Kingston Rovers. There'll be a lot of petrol taken out of the tank in that first half with the hard work they had to do, and at the minute Rob Burrow has not yet appeared. When he comes on the field, he will certainly find those spaces.
So the Hull KR fans and the neutrals are hoping for a Hull Kingston Rovers fight back as Maguire puts the kick downfield, which a mistake by Dixon has given advantage Leeds right at the start of this second half. So Jonathan Davis, from a Leeds point of view, what do you do from here on in? How do you keep your concentration in this kind of a situation?
Well, look at the names that they've got on their teamship, the experience that they have. They've been in this position before, and they know what to do. They will just go to the basics, get the complete their sets, and defend very, very well. You know they're going to score more tries in this half. The rain has come. The kicking game, as the boys have said in studio, is more important, as we've just seen there. With Dixon spilling the ball over. This is a position where they'll try and score. What they've said, we score early, we finish the game, and we nil Hull KR, and that's what they will do.
Move, Kevin!
So Leeds
ready, boys, hold it.
With a real attacking opportunity here. Sinfield at dummy half, looks to his right-hand side, and Mitch Garbutt, who only signed from Brisbane in June. I'm sure in his wildest dreams he wouldn't have been thinking he'd been playing at Wembley. Come the middle of August, Ablett in and down.
Where they now might restrict the offloads.
Sinfield, Cuthbertson, Singleton.
And now they'll go wide. They've sucked the defence in. They've got numbers on the right-hand side.
Sinfield again, sorry Jonathan, Sinfield again. Hardacre just stops and starts again and almost catches the Hull Kingston Rovers defence in so doing. That's tackle 5. Oh, he's in a bad way. Is he, Hardacre? No, he's not. He's able to play it. Spun left, Ablett, little run around. Sinfield dabs the kick to the in-goal area. Dixon picks up and Dixon's away. Dixon almost makes the break. Oh.
Very
he's lost it. He's lost it, and it's a knock-on. So 2 handling errors by Kieran Dixon at the start of this second half. It's harsh to single him out, but you can't avoid it.
He's very raw, he is, Dixon. You know, he's electrifying with the ball in hand, but he just has to have a little bit more composure. You know, he rushes for the ball on the ground. You try to get up to have a quick play of the ball there, as we all try to do, but you've just got to assess the situation of the time in the game.
Well, we're going to get the half-time reports in just a second, but let's keep our eye on this game, because Leeds here now are in, again, a very excellent attacking position. We'll be hearing what both camps have said in just a moment. I think it's fairly predictable what they would have said, because we heard from Ben Cockayne and Jamie Jones Buchanan at half-time, more or less outlining what had been said. This is Garbett, who drives it in 15 metres away. Sinfield stands and waits. Maguire with a little ball back for the big urge and a surge by Singleton. Sinfield, Field Marshal General, is in there again and goes to that left-hand side. It was read well on that occasion by Salter.
Great tackle that was.
But Leeds still probe and press. Cuthbertson's pass lost. Leeds have it to defend now, because Holkar back in possession and Welland is put down. So let's hear what they said at half-time. Who are we going to hear from first? I think it might be Tanya we hear from first, is it? Tanya Arnold?
Well, I'll go first with the Leeds half-time report. Brian McDermott not quite as strong, happy as you might have thought. He said they've got to run stronger, they've got to smarten up their play, move up defensively and align together. He said that the key with the rain coming down is going to be field position. He's urged for good handling, a kicking game, and to play the game in the Hull KR half.
And Damien?
News from the Hull KR bench. Well, we just start completing our set, says Chris Chester, not giving the ball away. Tighten up all round in the arm wrestle, he says. Not let Leeds get the ball moving. Tidy up the first half display. It was slack at times, he said.
Well, that just sums up the last moment, doesn't it? Slack at times. But it is head and feed here for Hull Kingston Rovers, I think, isn't it? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Morris Blair with the ball in his hand to feed it.
The rain's had a significant impact on the game already. You know, a lot of people spilling the ball. So if that's the case, you have to make your errors in the opposition half. It's crucial now where they play the game.
Wait, boys, wait, boys, wait! Go,
Kenny Seo. Inside pass for Leroy. He's muscling up towards the halfway line. Hull Kingston Rovers desperate to make an impression on this Wembley final here. And here's Welland with a half break. Grimly hung on to by Briscoe and Watkins. Donaldson. Kelly gets the pass away. A step by Allgood, but hunted down by Leeds defenders again. Kelly with his hair bobbing on the back of his hair comes rushing forward again. 5 gone, here comes the last. Holkar desperate to play it quickly. Back to Blair. Blair with a kick towards his left-hand side. Dixon let it fly over the top of him. Briscoe has picked it up. Tommy Briscoe racing away. The cover's coming over from the other side. Briscoe puts his head down and slides in at the corner. Despite the best efforts of Ken Seo, Briscoe with a second. It's a 90-yard spectacular. There's going to have to be a big reaction from Holkar here. Otherwise, it's game, set and match to Leeds.
Well, that's the difference, I believe. You know, Briscoe is committed, he goes for it, and he gets it, and then it pins his earbuds and he goes all the way. It's a fantastic finish by that man there. But again, Dixon, watch it. They should attack this ball. Dixon backs out of it, and it's not far enough for Montanello. Once that happens, once he's out of this tackle, he's in.
Yeah, he really did need to challenge for that ball and make it more difficult for Tom Briscoe. A valiant effort there from Ken Seo. He just pulls out of the challenge, and it makes it all the easier for Tom Briscoe. And he's got plenty of pace there. And again, he's composed, he's fully aware of what's happening all around him. Decides to hit the grass, and this again is where the rain has played a significant part. Just slides over comprehensively. Great effort from Seo, great composure from Briscoe.
Well, he's had a season of heartbreak, hasn't he? At times, Tom Briscoe, the long 4-month shoulder injury layoff. But then he hit the ground running when he returned to the first team a couple of weeks ago in terrific form. And he continues in fine style with a brace of tries at Wembley Stadium in this his third successive cup final. And it looks at the moment as though it's going to be a second successive cup final winners medal. Sinfield's kick straightens up, hits the post and bounces in this time, not out. Leeds lead 22 points to 0.
Yeah, magnificent conversion there from Kevin Sinfield. But this is a marvellous, marvellous try. To go 90 metres on any field is great, but to go 90 metres in this theatre is absolutely tremendous. You can see the composure, determination and drive there of Briscoe. And I believe that may well have clinched the game. We said Hull Kingston Rovers had to score first, and we also felt that to watch Rob Burrow when he came on, and he's now out on the field.
22-0, and then you bring Burrow on and add to your attacking dynamism.
Yes, well, you know, they've kept Watkins and Hardik quiet so far, and they will have a say in this game as well. So you have to be very realistic. Far too many unforced errors. They've dominated the forward exchanges. The kicking game's been better, and for all those reasons, you know, with a lot of time left, this is all about pride now and trying to get something from this game, because Leeds are not. They are going to put their foot on the throat.
Here comes Dixon, trying to bring it back. And he'll be haunted by the events of the 8 minutes in this second half, won't he? For quite some time after this. Mantellato trying to drive it in. Hull Kingston Rovers hoping to avoid the ignominy of a 0 at Wembley. Last achieved, if that's the right word, by Hull a couple of years ago when they were beaten 16-0 by Wigan. Bedebsa.
I wouldn't be too worried about the nil. I'd be worried about the other score, to be honest, at the moment.
Oh, Carl, get off him!
Bedebsa stands and waits. Kelly, inside ball for Donaldson.
5 away, Stevie!
Last tackle. Kelly again, putting it high. Hall trying to create a bit of a buffer zone for his fullback Hardacre. And it comes down in Hall's hands. And Leeds have it, only 12 yards from their own line, but when Briscoe last had it, he was only 5 yards from his own line and still went 95 yards.
Yeah, but that was a much better challenge, Dave, there of the kick as well, and that's why Leeds were just happy to claim the ball that time, whereas Briscoe didn't get the challenge. He wanted the yards as well.
Sinfield trying to work out of dummy half.
Movement, John! Hold the 10 boys, ready,
Burrow
Adam.
into that position. Peacock.
Move! John, wait here. Wait!
Sinfield. And he'll just drive it downfield.
Well,
Dixon picks up, he was almost camouflaged, his red shirt camouflaged against the red markings on the pitch there. Here he comes, Dixon. This is what he's very good at, that kind of running. Oh, and he's lost the ball again. And it's all on. It's just a drop ball, not a steal. And they're getting desperate here, Hull KR, to try and make things happen. And the more desperate they get, the worse it seems to become.
Yeah, that's 3 errors that Dixon has made already this half, as well as pulling out of that kick challenge. And it's just a stone-cold drop, that, and you just cannot afford that if you're going to attempt to get back into this game.
Matt King put down 30 yards away. Sorry, Kevin Sinfield put down 30 yards away. Here's Peacock, who drives it in. Burrow at dummy half, goes off in a little scampering run. 10 metres out.
Last thing you want is Burrow coming on when you're tired.
Sinfield, Delaney. Well, the pass is not good, but it went backwards. Picked up by Hall. Hall coming back towards the middle. Here's Ward, stretching the resolve of Hull Kingston Rovers defenders. Leeds lining up again. Peacock denied a try in the first half. Stopped again, but bowls it away. Hardacre kicks. Oh, and it's a knock-on, but it's offside. That's almost a charity call from the referee, because Tom Briscoe was actually technically standing within 10 metres of Kieran Dixon, and the referee deciding that because of that he'll give a penalty to Hull KR. But I'm not sure that made a difference as to whether Dixon would have knocked on anyway.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think it made any difference, but it was offside.
Yeah, he was.
He's in front of the kicker when Boots put the ball. He's within 10 metres, so he's offside, and the referee's made the right call. And I'm certain that Mr. Dixon will be buying Ben Thaler a Christmas present.
It's a very nice call if you're Dixon.
Wait here, guys. Don't go early. Hold it, pal. Wait here.
This is Walker.
Move, Jamie! Yeah, Cal. Go.
And it's
Kelly's tackle.
Almost, isn't it? Albert Kelly, that's twice. He's almost got through. He needs players pushing with him on his shoulder.
That's what Dixon should have been on his shoulder there.
Horn.
Move, Brad! Ready, Brad. Don't go early, boys. Cal, stay. Go.
Kelly. Donaldson.
Five, move, Kevin! Line, boys.
Last tackle coming up, Hulkingston Rovers. Last chance.
Okay.
Might well as well. Kelly puts it high. The hands went backwards, the bounce jagged forward, but it was went backwards in the first movement, so it wasn't a knock-on. And Hall will pick it up about 5 yards away. Leeds looking to move away. Hardacre juggling.
On the line.
I think Leeds are trying to play, they're very lateral. Their forwards need to just take it up now.
Watkins.
Well, all the three quarters get in to help them, but this young man's had a tremendous game, hasn't he, Stevie Ward? He really has. He's been a handful all the game, and his defensive work's been first class.
I tell you, he's impressed me, Ward. He is tough as they come. He runs great angles, but he's got a lot of footballing ability about him as well. He is going to be a very, very fine player.
Burrow just belts it out of play, and it's going to be a tap restart back on the 20. Now, we know there's a lot of courageous folk who play the game of rugby league out there on the field today, but there's a fine young fella, Matt King, who suffered a life-changing injury playing this game 11 years ago, but the way he's responded to that injury is absolutely inspiring. It really is, and we've not got time to tell the story here, but he's got a book out today. It's called 040404, which is the date on which he suffered his injury, and all about the way he's taken on life since then. And it really is an inspiring read. So if you get your chance to get your hands on that, 040404, there's a forward by Sir Alex Ferguson. Matt King, the author. And try and have a read of that book if you can.
Move, Danny!
Mantellato up at dummy half. Blair across. It's not exactly an electrifying pace that Hulkingston Rovers are playing at the moment, is it? Has their heart gone here, John?
Well, it's very difficult. I think they've had a lot of energy taken out of them in the first half with just striving for field position, and the rain's obviously slowed the game down.
Big kick, good take, but
they need to stay with that. They need to stay, but what they need is somebody going with him as well, so he can either palm the ball back or catch an offload. It's a great leap from Mantellato above Hardacre. There's not many can do that, but he just needs somebody with him. You could see he looked then and then dropped his head in despair.
The Leeds defence, is stronger than the Healthcare offence at the moment. That's the only route they have to scoring a try. So I don't know why they haven't just kept on working down the middle and then plugging, putting it up in Montellato's corner. Sio is a very good winger, but he's not the best in the air. Well, he's not as good as Montellato.
And those stats there, I think it's Hulkingston Rovers have had to complete 30 more tackles than their opponents today, which is 5 sets, isn't it? It's 5 sets, or probably 6 sets if you're kicking on the 6th. 6 extra sets they've had to defend, and that tells a story. One of the stories of the game. Leeds still in possession. Leeds still going forward here. Penalty for Leeds.
Oh, that's the last thing you want.
Yes. Now this will be right near the right into the 20-metre area.
I don't think really gave referee Ben Thaler much option there, because he was trying to slow the play the ball down.
Line, boys, come on, boys, come on!
Yep.
It was all good, wasn't it, in on Mitch H. And again, it's great field position for Leeds. They're dominating that aspect of the game in this half, as they did in the first half.
driving towards that goal line again, looking for a fifth try. Burrow short and flat. Singleton, I think it was, who came flying onto that. It was. Has he touched it down?
Well, reaction to the players.
He's saying try. Let's hear from the video referees, Richard Silverwood and James Child.
Okay, so line calls try. We're looking at grounding. In possession. Still in possession. Hands still on it. Hands still on. Yeah, happy with that. Okay. Yeah, still in possession. His hand's still on it. Yeah, we're happy that's a try.
Well, he's happy it's a try. And I think they are very happy it's a try. Brad Singleton adds his name to that lengthening try scorers list. Leeds 26, Hull Kingston Rovers 0. Hull Kingston Rovers' dreams now surely over.
Well, they're in tatters, aren't they, Dave? They really are. And it's been put in tatters because of a very efficient, ruthless Leeds performance. And we spoke about Burrow coming on. We thought it'd be his darts from dummy half that would be providing the opportunities. It was the lovely pass there, the short pass to the onrushing Singleton that was that worked for them this time. And with Kevin Sinfield about to pop the conversion over, I think that they can plan the party. Can the Leeds backroom staff?
Well, we start edging towards other records here. Just watch this Kevin Sinfield kick. Over it goes. 28 points to 0. The biggest ever victory in a Challenge Cup final. Leeds 52, London 16. Back at the old Wembley in 99, the last ever game at the old Wembley. It was also the largest margin, 36 points. Well, Leeds now have a 28-point lead.
Well, that's the penalty that gave them a field position. And just watch, it's a great angle. Burrow with a little fainted pass there, crashes over. Again, look who the defender is, Dixon. You know, the big man on the small man. Unfortunately, for Hull KR, Leeds have been better in every area. The kicking game, the forward exchanges, they've kind of made easier. Just watch them again. They've been passive in the defence, Hull KR, and they have been clinical. And as I've said earlier, you know, Hardaker and Watkins and Hall haven't got involved yet. I'm sure they will end up on the score sheet as well. So they have got to hang on in there now.
Peacock driving it forward. Burrow at dummy half. There's still 20 minutes left to play here. Leeds could actually run riot unless Hull Kingston Rovers can find the heart and the courage to get some response. Hardaker, last tackle, Maguire. Again, just angling towards the Ingle area, but it's a tap back on the 20.
Well, I think that'll be one of the few times that Leeds have been disappointed with their last tackle play, their end of set play, and I think Danny Maguire's reaction tells you that. But the way Leeds are defending, I mean, we've spoken about the game management, the kicking game, how clinical they've been taking chances, but they've defended outstandingly well also, and they've really made it very, very difficult indeed for Hull Kingston Rovers to get any yardage gains whatsoever.
Come on!
Bedebza waiting at dummy half. Hull Kingston Rovers trying to find some fire from somewhere.
They look absolutely drained of energy, don't they?
Here's Walker. Held up, going not much further. Bedebza on the halfway line picks up and begins to scurry and scamper. Somebody will be hoping to lift their side, those in red, looking for someone to provide an inspiration, give them just a morsel to hang on to, but the kick is not good. It's a tap back on the 20 from Maurice Blair. Rufus the Robin with tears in his eyes, no doubt, at the moment. Flying south for the summer, but not finding a happy home at Wembley so far.
Well, the fans have come in numbers, haven't they, from Hull, the red and white side of Hull, and they'll be happy that they've got here. But
well, there's one or two there, aren't there? One or two trying to get the party started, and
yeah, but they'll be very disappointed in how they've played and in the result.
To Maguire, and this is Watkins, Callum Watkins. Leeds fans in good voice. Burrow. Maguire inside to Ablett.
Forward pass, yeah.
So head and feet for Hull Kingston Rovers. Damien Johnson, what news down there on the touchline?
Yeah, further bad news for Hull Kingston Rovers. James Donaldson's gone off suffering from concussion, took a heavy blow. He's known injuries throughout his career, but it looked like his Challenge Cup final for 2015 could be over.
And he was one of the brighter stars, John Keir.
Yeah, he has. He's contributed well to Hull Chiari. It helped them get into the game partly in the first half with his introduction from the bench, and he's been one of their better players.
Bedebsa, you know Chris Chester well, and you know that Hull Kingston Rovers have still got an important period of the season ahead of them. If they don't want to be relegated out of Super League, they want to get back in Super League next year in this middle eights that they're playing in at the moment. You know, how much of a danger is it that this could actually take the wheels off?
No, I don't think it will. I think they'll be very disappointed with the performance and outcome of this, and feel that it's an opportunity gone amiss him. But I think, as they did after the semi-final, they can readdress the league problems there, and we've got Horn breaking.
Horn with the pass, and here comes Tyrone McCarthy. McCarthy with the offload to Bedebsa, and out it goes to Horn. They've numbers there. Dixon steps again. Kieran Dixon. Chopped down by the ankles by Hardacre, the fullback. Up from dummy half, it's driven over the line by Leroyer, but he's not going to put it down. Not allowed to put it down.
Yeah, I think Hull, going back to the Super 8s, I think they have a little Hull will regroup now. I think they have to. They've done well in the build-up to the Challenge Cup final, but this is a step up in class against this Leeds side. So they've got to regroup and focus and just get back to winning ways.
Don't go early, Tony.
Well, it's not being voiced by those within the Leeds camp, but Leeds have never won the double before, and they are still very much on track to possibly win a treble. The cup being the first part of the third, the league leaders' shield not quite wrapped up, but not far away from being wrapped up. And if they win the grand final as well this year, as well as the other two, it'll be unprecedented in the history of the Leeds Rhinos. So it'll be another good signing off for the likes of Sinfield and Peacock and Ludois.
Well, that's it, Dave, isn't it? I mean, if Hull Kingston Road would have performed or won, it'd have been the underdog tale. But this will be about the Peacock, Sinfield, Ludois, and how they've sent them off in the best possible way.
Bedebsa back in the inside. Here comes Pulatua. And it's a good ball to Horn, who's going to be held up by four more than willing defenders. Quickly into dummy half goes Wellham on the sixth tackle. The kick from Albert Kelly. All underneath it. He has taken it not only well, but safely. And so it's a tap back on the 20.
Again, they've gone to Sio rather than go for Montelato.
Sio scored that great try in the semi-final, didn't he, with a prodigious leap.
They did, yeah. I've not got the issue so much with which side, but I've got the issue with the landing it in the goal area, which allows it for a tap 20. It needs to be landed just inside the field of play.
Adam, 10 metres foul, hold it.
Burrow. Hardacre.
Hey, move! Play on.
Burrow picks up again. And off he goes. Robbie Burrow bouncing forward. Skidding deep inside Hull Kingston Rovers territory. Sinfield. Maguire, he fancies a step through towards glory, but the gate closes.
Great scramble defence there by LKR.
Peacock, Watkins, hat-trick for Tom Briscoe. There are not many of those in Wembley history, so Briscoe has just put his name right up there in the lights. Leeds 32, Hull Kingston Rovers 0.
Well, I was listening to Martin Fine on the radio, and he said he dreamed of a length of the field try or a hat-trick. He got the length of the field try. Tom Briscoe has got the hat-trick, and it's a great piece of wing play once again, holding his shape. But it's Jamie Peacock appearing on the short side again. A lovely little play there, stripping defenders out. Gave Watkins the opportunity then to pull the wingman in. So he interests Wellen, Watkins interests the wingman, offloads to Briscoe, and he just slides over in the corner for a very well executed try. And it's been something that Leeds have done often, put the prop forward on the short side, and it's worked very, very effectively all game.
It's a beautiful pass by Watkins. You know, great run again by Jamie Peacock on the short side. He's done both, hasn't he? Hat-trick and the long full length of the field try. So he'd be a very, very happy man, and he put his hand in there for man of the match award, I think.
Well, we're going to hear from Robbie in just a second, who scored the first ever Wembley hat-trick, of course, in that '96 final that we were talking about a little earlier. What he can tell us, what insight he can give us about how Tom Briscoe is feeling at the moment. Of course, that came in a losing affair from Robbie's point of view. We'll stick with Kevin Sinfield's conversion attempt. Tight to the touchline. Pressure doesn't bother him. Whatever the occasion, it doesn't seem to bother him. He didn't practice his goal kicks yesterday when he came here for the Wembley walkabout.
Well, there's not much pressure when you're winning 32-0.
The man whose focus is utter 100% so often, but he's put it wide this time. 4 out of 6, 32-0. So Robbie Hunter-Paul, hat-trick hero back in '96, to talk you through Tommy Briscoe's hat-trick in 2015.
Well, great that he got the hat-trick, and I'm sure he'll be celebrating at the end of the night. Interesting to see the whole KR body language in that huddle. All of them were loose, they weren't focused, they weren't looking in. They got some tired bodies out there.
32 points to 0. Most tries in a final. It was, of course, by a Leeds player. 4. Back in 1999, Leroy Rivette, of course.
Movement, Adam! Kev, wait it. Hold it,
Tommy
lads,
Briscoe's
wait,
got that kind
wait.
of at the back of his head. Here's
So move, Kevin!
a drive
Ready,
forward
boys.
by Cuthbertson.
I believe Leeds will have a 0 as well in their head as a team, Dave, because they'll be wanting to keep this whole Kingston Rovers side pointless, and you know, they'll be working very hard to that. But it's just been an outstanding Leeds performance. It really has.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy for us to sound disappointed because it's not been the final that we would have hoped as neutrals, but that should not stop us from taking our hats off to the pedigree of this Leeds side and the way they played this final.
I think they played well this year, all this year. And look at this again.
Sinfield puts it high.
Well taken.
Oh, there's a mood lifter.
You could sense
Young
the crowd,
Kieran
couldn't you, when it went up and it was arrowed towards Dixon, but fortunately for him and Hull Kingston Rovers, he came up with the ball that time.
Wellham carried it to the 25-metre mark. CO is a little weary, but he picks it up and looks less than weary as he takes it forward. Rovers desperate to break their duck, but it's a long way away here. And a kick downfield by Albert Kelly. He's kicked 140-20 today. He's perilously close, better than perilously close. He's nailed it. That's as good as a 40-20 gets.
That's a brilliant kick. Using the elements with the wet surface, leans back, leans into it. That's a brilliant kick.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. He kicked the ball from inside his own 40 metres, and because it bounces in the field of play, goes over the sideline within the Leeds 20 metres from the goal line. It's Hull Kingston Rovers head and feed, and a great attacking opportunity, and he certainly had a go as that fella, and the decision to play has been the right one. But as a team, they just haven't been good enough against this outstanding Leeds Rhinos side.
We'll be getting close to getting the Lansdott Trophy winning name as well, I'm sure. Here's Dixon with 10 minutes to go. Be interesting to see whether Briscoe's hat-trick has swung it his way, or whether there's another performer out there who has caught the eye of the ladies and gentlemen of the press who make that vote.
So Peacock's gone well.
Lunt, Blair, inside ball, Pulatur. The inside ball was a forward pass. So for all the uplifting energy that that moment had given Hockey and their fans, it proves all too temporary, as has been so often the case.
But you've got to admire the Rhinos as well, because even at this stage, just 11 minutes remaining, they're still working so hard in defence, putting the skill level of the Hull Kingston Rovers under pressure, and that's what they did there. Kelly had no time, forward pass, and they've diffused the possibility of a Hull Kingston Rovers try.
Liam, come on! Hell! Movement! Back here. Play on. Move! Hold it! Hold it.
Burrow. Here's Garbett. Taking it in, driving it in.
Garbett's worked hard as well.
In all honesty,
wisely. They've recruited wisely there, haven't they?
They have. They've recruited players who fit into their psyche, their culture, and how they want to play the game.
Oh, here's Maguire opening up the gap. Oh, and the pass didn't quite stick. Otherwise, Hardacre, in all probability, is underneath the stick, celebrating a 7th try of the afternoon. Instead, it's a wipe of the brow. Get ready for some defending now.
Yeah, just died on him, didn't he, the pass?
He'll be disappointed, Danny Maguire, though, because he'll have felt he could have got a two-handed pass away there rather than trying the one-handed one.
Some legendary figures there. Billy Boston to the far right, Alex Murphy with his wife Alice, Eric Ashton's widow there as well, and Martin of Fire. Wow. There's some rugby league royalty sitting together, and of course they stick together, they sit together for time immemorial after today, with the statue unveiled at Wembley earlier on this afternoon.
There's some rugby league royalty out on the field though as well, Dave, isn't there? And none more so than Jamie Peacock and Kevin Sinfield, who you know, they've signed off in great manner from the Challenge Cup careers.
Pulatur to Kelly. Kelly's put down. OKR fans, shut your eyes and imagine the final's just beginning here. Pulatur driving it in again, trying to twist away. 5 metres out, but 5 tackles gone. So here comes the last play. Switches left to Blair. Blair's pass skids into the hands of Wellen. Skids out again. And ain't that the story of the afternoon?
There's not much you can say about that. It's the execution has been poor. They haven't had many opportunities, but too many, you know, errors.
Yeah. I think that reaction tells it all, doesn't it? Oh no, not again.
It's a long way back up that M62. If you're wearing M1 rather, if you're wearing red and white. Luluai bashing it forward.
Come on, boys, come on!
Chris Chester. He'll have learnt a thing or two as a coach today. Watkins, wonderful. Burrow, off he goes! 7th try of the afternoon. It's the little man wearing the number 7, and it is 7th heaven for the Leeds Rhinos. They came here with a monkey on their back 12 months ago. 12 months later, they have played with an exuberance and a pedigree which befits a champion side.
I tell you what, you know, you're talking about this is a comprehensive win, but you know, going for the treble, this is the side to beat. You know, you've got St Helens and Wigan. Might have something to say about that,
but again, it was Peacock down the short side.
Yes.
Lovely pass to Watkins. His feet there created the space, and Rob Burrows following on the inside. And whether he's pulled his quad or something, but tremendous footwork, isn't it, from Watkins? And great composure, pulls the fullback towards him, serves it there to Burrows, just grimacing as he crosses the line. But I'm sure he'll be feeling absolutely delighted with his contribution there.
Well, he's not very comfortable there, and off he goes. Certainly, just like you've seen his face that he pulled it about 10 yards from the try line. But I think Jamie Peacock is up there for the Man of the Match award. I think his work off the ball, his use of the short side has been very, very good.
Kevin Sinfield with a little bit of a moment of history, because that makes it 38 points to 0, and if it stays like that, or even worsens for Hull KR, It is the biggest winning margin in Challenge Cup final history. Leeds 38, Hull Kingston Rovers 0.
Well, I'm sure Coach McDermott will be concerned about Rob, but for the Leicester with the Super 8s campaign, that Peacock's been tremendous, hasn't he? He really has, and it's been the Cuthbertson this afternoon, hasn't he? Using the short side, using the pre-line play as well as his offload. And a tremendous game.
Chris Chester down on the sidelines now, knowing there's very little he can do to help things out. 5 minutes left to play. Sinfield marching all together from the Leeds fans. First time I think we've heard that this afternoon.
They'll take a good side to beat them. They have to have a very good side.
Ablett, Watkins dancing through again, and here's Tom Briscoe. It equals the Wembley record. A 4th try for Briscoe, equaling the record of Leroy Rivette back in 1999. Leeds have utterly decimated Hull Kingston Rovers. Absolutely ripped them to shreds. It's a record-breaking winning margin, a record equaling haul of tries. It's Leeds. Leeds. It's 2015.
It's the use of the short side again on a different angle. That's all it is. He cuts an angle. Just watch this angle. And again, you know, he doesn't take him on. The winger's on your side. Thank you very much. And surely he's got a man of the match number 4 tries, no matter how well Jamie Peacock's played.
This is great play, though, isn't it? I mean, Ablett down the short side again. Great timing of the pass. And when you isolate Watkins one-on-one, it beats players. That's the top and bottom of his footwork, and then his composure. It's classic centre play, worthy of the great Eric Ashton. Draw the fullback, release your winger, and that's the result. Tom Briscoe, try number 4.
.42 points to 0, and 16 of those to Tom Briscoe.
Well, I wouldn't have predicted this at all, Dave. I thought Hull Kingston Rovers would give it a real shake here, and they'll be very, very disappointed with their efforts.
That 3-try burst in the first half just, you know, put the game away from them, and well, they had to start well. They had to hang on in there. I just felt they've made too many errors. The lack of composure at 2 short times have been a difference. But this is a fine side, Leeds. They've experienced, they play with composure, and everyone just does their job. As I said, you know, you've got to look at them as favourites to win the double or treble.
Kevin Sinfield with a conversion attempt, 6 out of 8 for him, 42 points to 0. And Tom Briscoe, 4 tries today. 4 tries today. And this is the 4th.
That was his first one. There's his second, the 90-metre one that you dream about. Then he follows this by the hat-trick one, which you also dream about. But he can top it now. This is number 4. He's equal the record. Absolutely tremendous from Tom Briscoe.
And he is the Lance Todd Trophy winner this year, Tom Briscoe, with that 4-try haul.
I tell you what, they'll be looking for that big half-century now, Leeds.
Come on!
Here's Ward. Ward trying to walk out of Hull Kingston Rovers defence. 44, I think I said 42 nil a while ago, but 44 points to 0, of course, that Leeds leading here. Less than 3 minutes to play. Well, deflated, utterly deflated.
Well, you know, neutrals may well be Hull Kingston Rovers, but the Leeds fans and the Leeds team have got to be absolutely delighted there. They've been brilliant. There's no 2 words for it. They've used the 1 word, brilliant. And they've just carried out the game plan to perfection. It's been superb.
Maguire's kick over the top. Oh, it's Dixon who takes it, and off he goes the other way. But Ablett's there waiting. And he's dropped the ball. He's dropped the ball. It's play on. Briscoe's got the chance for a 5th. Tom Briscoe will make it 5. And that is history all to himself. 5 Wembley tries.
sure he's asking for a video replay. So is this history or not? Let's hear from Richard Silverwood and James Child.
Okay, so we're looking at how the ball has come out in this tackle. I think he just loses it, to be honest. His left hand's on that, if we can get another angle on it, but it looks like it's lost. Yeah, just loses it, I think, out of his left hand. Ablett's arms are on the tackle, or on his body, sorry. Yeah, it just loses that, so he can run that on now. Just run it through to the grounding. That's a try.
Simple as that. Here we go. It's going to be the stuff that dreams are made of. 5 Wembley tries for Tom Briscoe. It's a record he holds by himself now. And he also pulls level with Neil Fox and Iestyn Harris for the most points in a Challenge Cup final. 20 all to himself.
I'll tell you one thing, you know, what's the mindset? It's the kick, the chip is there. It's a very good take with Dixon, but he's got to hang on to this ball. Not the first time it's happened for him, but just wants the mindset. He looked for the winger, and that's a very good finish again. One-on-one, he finishes. And I think I was very fortunate to play with Martin Offiah. When you have players of that calibre outside you, as you have, you know, with Leeds, with Hardiger, Briscoe, Watkins and Hall, you know, you just look for them.
Sinfield's goal takes it to the half century. 50 points to 0. Well, there's a beaten man. Well, there is a legend who looks on and shakes his head at what Tom Briscoe has just achieved here today.
Well, that's tremendous, isn't it? Maguire straight away looked for him in space, and that's a magnificent finish, it really is. A history maker on the 120th birthday of the game, where we've had the statues round the back, and then we've had this performance by a great team, and that performance by a great wingman as well. It's been marvellous.
Well, in the 4 months he was out with a shoulder injury, he must have been to some really dark places. So long out of a Leeds team that was doing so well without him. But he's come back into this squad, he's come back into this side. And today, those 4 months seem like a very distant memory.
All part of a professional sportsman's career, I'm afraid, Dave.
Maguire. Oh, it's gone through the hands of Ablett. It's thrown away by Wellham. It's a couple of knocks on.
He's going all the way there, old Peacock.
Countdown. They won't get time for the scrum. 50 points scored by Leeds. A half a century. Never before has a Challenge Cup final witnessed a 5-try hero. Never before has Wembley witnessed quite as emphatic a victory as that. A 50-point winning margin by a distance. The biggest in Challenge Cup final history. Wow. Jamie Peacock and Kevin Sinfield embrace at the end their last ever Wembley final as players and as teammates, and they've gone out with an absolute bang here today. There'll be some emotion in that camp tonight.
Yes, but you know how professional this Leeds side is. They know this is just the first step. They'll be working hard. They've got the big prize at the end of the season as well, the Super League. So it was a fantastic performance by a fantastic side.
I think that's what they'll be saying in there. They'll be saying this is step number 1. We've got 2 more steps. One is to claim the top of the league, and the other is that grand final at Old Trafford late in the season. They've been fantastic.
Well, they got together in a huddle, but now they go and commiserate. And Delaney doesn't look as though he's in the mood for commiserating at the moment, does he?
I just think they're a complete side. You know, they work hard as a forward unit. They got the offload. They got both games. They can smash it up and kick you into the corners. The chase is very, very good. But then they got the offload game going as well. The halfbacks control. They manage the game exceptionally well. And when you look at the outside backs, every one of those can go the length of the field. So They are a complete side, and for me, they are favourites to go on and win this Super League. It's going to take a very good performance by one of the sides to beat them.
Yeah, well, that second half decimation really came about with that first half performance. I think they took everything out of Hull Kingston Rovers there, and they really have taken full advantage in the second half.
Well, he's the 7th player to win the Lansdowne Trophy. Is Tom Briscoe. He's the 2nd winger in successive years to win the Lansdowne Trophy. 5 tries today for Tom Briscoe, and he's now speaking with Tanya Arnold.
Tom, many congratulations. 5 tries, a record-breaking 5 tries. How does that sound?
Unbelievable. What a feeling. It's just incredible. I'd have given all them 5 away just for the win today, but to get 5 is... words can't describe how happy that feels.
It's incredible always for a winger to run the length of a pitch, but to do it on this pitch, to have a 90-metre try, what did that feel like?
Tiring. I didn't even think I'd make it. I think it was Kenzio that were chasing me down all the way there and forced me right into the corner, but wow, that were a long way when I looked up and I had the ball there.
And it's been a tough old season for you. You've had to sit out so much of it with injury. Was it games like this that kept you going?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the massive games, what I came to Leeds to play in. And it was unfortunate that I got such a long-term injury at the start of the season, but I suppose at the start of the season, if you're going to get an injury, that's the time you want, and then you can come back for days like these, and what an incredible day this is.
Many congratulations. Let's bring in your coach, Brian McDermott. A big hug for his man-of-the-match winger. What was that like? You talked beforehand about not getting caught up with the romantics and all of that. I mean, your team was ruthless and clinical out there.
Yes, and I suppose now we can start to enjoy it. You know, up until this point, it's been work, and it was a funny game because Ulcar clearly got some threats and didn't give up and carried on coming all the way through. Haven't they done an absolute fantastic job even to get here? You know, that their story, you know, is what the Towns Cup's all about. But in terms of defence, you know, the 3 blokes I thought that really had a stamp on that game were Carl Ablett, Brett Delaney and Stevie Ward. That every time Ulcar tried to do something, they were there or thereabout shutting them down. So while it looked like Ulcar didn't throw much at us, we had to shut it down quite a lot before it started to look like anything. So a huge defensive display for sure.
You talked before, though, about wanting to send these guys off in the right way, trying not to get caught up in it, but it is special, isn't it?
Well, we can do that now, yeah, of course. Yeah, listen, JP spent a lot of time on the field in that second half, as usual, and the debate's always, when do we take him off? Shall we take him off? And I think we all said to each other, whoever dares tell him to come off, you maybe go to him. For him, for Kevin, and for Kylie, are still doing it. You know, they're not just there for sure. They're still doing a very good job, and we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We've got a couple of other big trophies that we'd like to see. It's going to be difficult to get league leaders in the grand final victory as well, but that's something that we'd like to do.
Enjoy the party.
Thank you. Cheers. And thanks to Brian McDermott. Let's talk to 2 men who we spoke to before the match, 2 men who have played their final games for Leeds at Wembley, Jamie Peacock and Kevin Sinfield. Hopefully you can both hear me in the din down there. Kevin, I'll start with you. Was that nigh on a perfect performance from Leeds?
Just very professional, I thought. We knew OK are a very tough side and a good side, and I feel for them today because no side deserves that here. I think the difficulties they faced is the games they played in the league up to this point. You know, we've been at a real high intensity in that competition in the Super 8s, and those poor boys have, you know, they've done the best and come and had a great dig, and credit to the fans who've stayed here today. I just thought we were really professional, you know, right across the board. We did the job, we had a plan. I must say the big man was outstanding again, so thanks to all our fans, everyone back home who supported us.
What did you say in the team huddle at the end, Jamie, at the final whistle? What was said? Can you tell us?
Oh, it was just kept saying, you know, let's enjoy this, but there's still a bit more up for grabs this year, so let's make the most of it, but enjoy this moment. You don't get many moments like this in your life, and you've got to savour them and make the most of them.
Brian McDermott's just told Tanya that maybe there wouldn't have been anybody on that Leeds bench who would have told you to come off in that second half. They were slightly scared to do that. Can you understand that?
Yeah, there's no way I was coming off. It's the last time I'll ever be here as a player, and enjoying the game. We were such a great team. I feel blessed, the same as Kev, to play in such a great team in the final year of my season, to be surrounded by good players. It's been great so far this year, and I'm just going to enjoy the next couple of days, but then crack on with things and try progress in the Super League.
Yeah, JP Nobby here, Kev. quick question for you. Look like you've got about another 5 years left in that number 9 position, which you started there. It's turning back the clock a little bit, and JP ruling the roost as well. And what's the focus like in the camp for moving forward from this? I'm sure you'll have a well-deserved, and our thoughts go with you tonight, having a good beer and having a bit of a rest and ramping up for the rest of the season. What can you do differently to stop you falling off the perch towards the back end of this year?
Yeah, thanks, Nobby. Look, we were here last year, as you know, and I think our season derailed very soon after the Challenge Cup final. So, having had that experience, I think there's some old heads and senior players in our group now that realise that they weren't good enough last year. So, we've got a really tough game next week. I think we'll start to think about that on Monday morning. But this moment in time, we'll enjoy it, and then we'll really focus on coming up against a champion side like St Helens next week. So
listen, sorry Kevin, I was just going to say final question, because I'm really aware that your teammates are celebrating, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, but I'm sure you both want to go and celebrate rather than talk to us lot. I know you said all the right things in the build-up to this game. Was it difficult to control the emotions in the dressing room beforehand?
Not really, no. Because we had a hell of a lot of amount of respect for OKR, and I think that really focused us in on that we needed to come here and play well and play to the best of our ability, and that was the overriding thought. You had the up moments, I suppose you might have done as well, where you thought, I'm going to enjoy this, and this could be tough, but just wanted to go out there and perform, and that became the overriding emotion, so it was sweet with it.
Are you the same, Kev?
Yeah, very much so. We certainly wanted to enjoy it, but we have to pay OKR the respect they deserve, and like I said earlier, I thought they did a great job today. I know people look at a 50-0 scoreline and think they were terrible, but I thought they had a real good dig today, and credit to the fans and to all.
I know we're serious and professional and stuff and tough and northern, but you could just look at the camera and smile, could you? Because you want the challenge. Yay! Got there in the end. Brilliant. Thank you to you both. Go and celebrate. Jamie Peacock and Kevin Sinfield. And that must be, Earl, the most impressive thing today. It's just, and we can have sympathy for Hull KR, of course, but Leeds were dominant and professional from start to finish. They could have taken their foot off the pedal in the last 15, but they didn't. At
any point, but I think Hull KR probably didn't help themselves with the amount of mistakes, but it's been ruthless off the back of that. It's very difficult then for them to get back in the game, and Leeds, they just controlled the game, and you can see the body language after the game. It's not almost like they're as happy as anything. It's probably relief that this opportunity has come yet again. They've done the job, and now they can go and relax almost, and maybe a little bit of relief rather than just overjoyed.
In 2007 we played against Catalan Dragons in the first cup final at the new Wembley. We went into that game as probably a big favourites to what Leeds did going into this game, and it was the most pressure I've been under as a player, so to deal with that, I've got a lot of respect for the Leeds players, how they came out and performed. I actually think Leeds are a 40-50 point better side than Hull KR, regardless of performances. I think they are that good. They're much better side than Hull KR, man for man. But let's be honest, Leeds have a much better playing squad than Hull KR do. Not only that, they've got a tradition and culture of success. That's why they've recruited Jamie Peacock to go to their cup, to improve their culture next year, and that's how important he's going to be for them.
And what will Chris Chester say to these players at the end of this? They're on the end of a 50-point mauling. They've been nilled. Only two sides have been nilled since 1990. The other was from the other side of Hull 2 years ago against Wigan. But what do you say to your players after that?
Well, there'll be parts of this experience that they'll want to keep in their DNA, the build-up obviously, and the experience. Hopefully if they come again, it won't be about the experience, it'll be about the performance that Leeds have suggested it was today. I thought Sinfield and Peacock were magnificent in their leadership today, just to reinforce that point. But this is a huge learning curve for the Hull Kingston club, and I think they'll take the lessons away from that. They're not going to be bruised hearts and broken hearts tonight, and you're going to have to cope with that and recognise what you did right and what you did wrong. But I take up on John's point is the fact that Leeds were the better team today, physically and tactically.
Well, as the final Hull KR players make their way down from the Royal Box, the Leeds players are about to go up those famous Wembley steps and pick up the Challenge Cup. Dave Woods.
Kevin Sinfield having a look. I think he might be trying to persuade Jamie Jones Buchanan to walk up there as well, because Jamie Jones, an integral part of that Leeds squad injury, keeping him out here today. He's coming up. He'll be reluctant to go up there. He'll have taken some persuading, I'm sure. But he goes up there with a big grin on his face, and Kevin Sinfield shaking their hands as he goes. Familiar steps for him, of course. He was up last year when Leeds lifted the trophy after so many failures. Boy, doesn't that seem a long time ago in history when
Leeds seem destined this generation never to win a Challenge Cup final, but here they are now on the back of back-to-back victories. 25th Challenge Cup final. They have 13 wins now in cup finals. Only Wigan with 19 have more. They leave behind St Helens, who also had 12 before today. Jill Moon skipping up as well, and here they come. What a story it's been for Mitch Garbutt, who just went through there, and Jamie Peacock towards the back. Adam Cuthbertson and Brian McDermott at the back there, the coach. Boy, how proud is he going to be, Brian McDermott, of the way his side have played here today. So here they come, disappearing for a short time in that strange little affair they have before Kevin Sinfield reappears, shaking the hands of the dignitaries here, the well done. There's Ray French. Oh, great to see Ray up there as well, shaking Kevin's hand. And along the line he goes. On the day that Rugby League celebrates its 120th birthday, Leeds celebrate with a half century. The biggest ever Challenge Cup winning margin. 5 tries scored for the first time by an individual, Tom Briscoe. Records have tumbled, and the cup is lifted by Kevin Sinfield and Jamie Jones Buchanan. And the Leeds Rhinos have gone and done it again. 2 years running. For them, the ticker tape flutters, and in their colours. And a welcome friend is handed along that line now. They had it for 12 months previous. They'll have it for at least 12 months more. Though for some, the journey ends as players. Jamie Peacock, like Kevin Sinfield, climbing those Wembley steps for the last ever time. Zach Hardacre might have a few more in his locker, but Kylie Lulai's another one as well, an unsung hero so often. Kylie Lulai, who as a player will lift that cup for the final time. He retires at the end of the season, and listen to the roar for him as well. And here is Tom Briscoe just behind him. 5 tries today, 5 tries for Briscoe, 5 stars for Callum Watkins, the way he's played. And a nod of appreciation and pride from the coach. Delaney and Moon, the 2 Australians. Delaney, his 5th Challenge Cup final today. No Aussie has played in more than he has. Brad Singleton, the young Cumbrian, what a character he is, growing into the big boots of Jamie Peacock. And across it goes, all down that line. Emotional moments for so many different reasons, for so many different players, but none more emotional than for Jamie Peacock. Listen to that roar. Listen to that roar. He'll be joining the ranks of Hull KR next year, so there'll be a special shake of the hand, I'm sure, for Neil Hudgell, who will be his boss in about 3 or 4 months' time. But he gets his winner's medal off the sports minister there, Tracy Crouch. And Neil Hudgell, there he is, the Hull KR chairman. He'll be calling him boss, as we said, next year. But he'll enjoy the moment as a Leeds player here today. Billy Boston with a tap on the shoulder, Alex Murphy with a shake in the hand, and Martin of Fire there to complete that little trio. You know this is a day that dreams are made of, when such things happen. Leeds have beaten Hull Kingston Rovers by 50 points to 0.
It's a great sport, isn't it, Brian? Just how both clubs have reacted to each other. And there's Jamie one more time lifting it to the Leeds fans with a big cheer there. But it is, you know, commiserations and congratulations, and how it should be.
Yeah, we're obviously big fans of the game up here, but there are reasons for that. Our fans are unbelievably good. And the players particularly, I mean, I don't know any other sport where you get the kind of exposure and responses that we do from our people. They're outstanding people, and when the game's played in the right manner and the kind of spirit that it is, it's exemplary. There's no other words for it, really. But Leeds are totally deserved winners today, for sure.
And we've heard from the Leeds camp. Well, let's hear from the Hull KR camp with Damien.
Yes, I'm joined by the Hull KR coach, Chris Chester. Chris, on the end of a big drubbing today, what are your first thoughts?
Just really disappointed. We didn't really give a true indication of how we've been playing this year. There were bags of effort, but Leeds were just too quick for us in every department today, and you know, we let ourselves down in certain areas.
If you'd come with your A game, could you have lived with Leeds in that mood?
Oh, we were confident going into the game, but you know, we started that second half really slow and lost the ball. I think the first 4 sets, and you know, you can't afford to do that to a quality team like Leeds.
We saw young Kieran Dixon in tears. Some of the younger players will be hurting particularly from this. Important that they learn a lesson.
They've got to do, yeah, because we want to be here again. We want to be here again. We want to come, you know, Leeds to the benchmark. We know we've got to improve, but you know, they need to hold their heads up high. You know, it's been a great team effort to get us here, and we're all going to be disappointed. But you know, they need to put a smile on the face.
Commiserations, Chris. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
An understandably disappointed Chris Chester. Now you can do all your squiggles and your walls of white and your circles and everything, John Wilkin. Sometimes you just have to pay tribute to the individual brilliance, and that's Tom Briscoe on 5 tries.
Tom Briscoe's, you know, a real threatening player with the ball in hand. Why is he? 1, he's strong. 2, he's quick. And 3, he's becoming a very good instinctive winger, whereas the actual tactical parts of the game he's much better at now than when he was a younger player. Coupled in with that, he's outside Callum Watkins, who I believe might be the best centre in the world. I know that's a big call, but Tom Briscoe, what an achievement for him today. I thought this try in particular, this step, bang, followed by this step, special. That's nice to watch.
And he went the full length of the field as well in a Challenge Cup final. So he's done everything today.
Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. He deserves all the rewards he gets, and look at these guys now, get to enjoy the moment.
Brian, a final word on Leeds, and they've achieved this, but they mean business elsewhere as well.
There's certainly a different feel from last year when they won the Challenge Cup. I expect them to kick on. There's a mood in the camp that we can all smell and detect, and I think they're the team to beat.